Hello, everyone, and welcome to Talk Joshi. My name is Matt Turner. And folks, I'm joined by somebody. He's here and he's real. And he's here to talk about my hero using the hypermobile. We got a big episode today, buddy. My brother, Andy Hatter. Andy Hatter, how are we doing on this beautiful, beautiful
Yeah,
day?
beautiful day, busy day, busy week in professional wrestling, not just Joshi, but all over. I just realized there's an AEW pay-per-view this weekend, so like it's been busy, it's gonna stay busy, but that's all right. I'm doing good. I had a little bit of car problems, so I missed your Dark Side of the Ring thing. So I say real quick, we went up to get two stools for we seen on Facebook. Marketplace. The guy giving away for free, right? Bar stools with like a little back to sit on to put it with my arcade machines. That way, we're saying the arcade machine is a nice level and you can play the game without hurting your hands, because a normal chair is a little too low. So, of course, you're sitting like a ladder or something, now you can work out. So we went to get him, and we're driving up. We're going up the highway, up the mountain. There's a big truck in front of us. Like, wow, his brakes really stink. Like, that's smell. We're following the truck. We're following this big tractor trailer. The brakes are really small and bad. I'm like, oh, I can't wait till we pass him out. But the construction, so it's one lane. So once we pass him out, we won't be smelling these brakes anymore. When we get up, we pass the truck and we're going to get the stools, and it still smells. So I'm like, uh-oh. And we stop, get the stools to get out. My brakes are smoking on the one side. I'm like, that's not good. So what happened? Like, well, then luckily the town that we were in is a town up called Frackville, so we just went right to the garage there. The way you go to, it's like a chain of garages, a local chain. So I stopped there, and the guy looks at it, and we had to wait an hour, and all that. But they're almost closing. So what happened is the caliper broke, and what happened is my brakes locked up. So I was driving with my brakes rubbing. So the whole time I was smelling my own brakes burning because the caliper broke. So that took 2 days to get fixed because then he ordered the caliper and he said, apparently for your Jeep there's two calipers and we got the wrong one, so be another day. And I'm like, well, what can I do? I can't drive it home. So that took 2 days. So I got a caliper, two rotors, and two brakes. So, $493 later, my Jeep is going. But that was my day the other day. So that kind of threw a monkey wrench in plans for 2 days there.
Well, better off than,
Mm-hmm.
something happened, heaven forbid you get into an accident, and hurt
Yeah.
yourself or hurt somebody. So $500, buddy, not. Hey, you take it what you leave
Yeah.
it, my friend. You know what I mean? It
It's
could have been a
not
lot worse.
gambling. Yeah, yeah. It didn't happen miles from my house, just two towns over. So it's not a big deal. But anyway, I need brakes. So and now the brakes you step on, it's like you stop right away. So I think it's a good thing.
There you go. How many miles you got on that bad boy, your Jeep?
Jeez. Well, from work from the last year, I was doing a lot of mileage. So I'm at one. I think over under 100,000. So I think I'm at 160,000, somewhere around there now.
I think I'm at 93, but I did get a
Really?
message that the new vehicle I think comes in second or third week of August, buddy. So
Oh,
we'll be
really?
yeah,
Wow,
we'll be rolling,
nice.
rolling. Yeah, and
Yeah.
our
You know
contract
what you're getting?
expired with a Hyundai, I think
Ooh.
Santa Fe or Tucson. Yeah, we're going back to the Hyundais, which because they give us all-wheel drive, which obviously with being on the road
Yeah.
for my shoot job and no and everything else, I do need all-wheel drive. So I don't know why when we had our deal with Ford, they're like, "Nope, you're only getting front-wheel drive." I'm like, "It snows all the time here in
Yeah.
northeastern Pennsylvania." But yeah, I'm glad that you're okay, buddy.
Yep.
That's the
Nobody
main
hurt,
thing.
no problem. Yeah.
Yeah, there we
Just
go, rock and roll.
inconvenience. Yeah.
That's about it. Yeah, if you don't have a little inconvenience, you're a-okay. But man, I'm excited. We got the last past couple weeks, we've only really been doing one show review, and there's been
Hmm.
a few episodes where we've done two and three shows. But some of those shows were kind of like almost like the spot shows or the house shows. We have three banger shows to talk about.
Hmm.
I'm excited to obviously talk to you about these shows. I'm excited to go over best hair, best gear.
Yeah.
I'm excited to even throw at you who like what were some of your favorite matches from these three shows because there's been some fantastic stuff, my friend. Again,
Hmm.
what we're doing is we're reviewing Summer Sun Princess. I mean, one of my favorite wrestling shows I've seen all year in any company. Night one of the Tokyo Princess Cup. We'll preview the round two matches, which really no big upsets in round one. The Tokyo Joshi Pro
No.
played it pretty safe, which was kind of the good way to go about it. And then that fantastic show from Cork and Hall from our friends over at Sendai Girls with
Hmm.
a terrific main event of Chira Hashimoto versus Shuri. So yeah, I'm excited to talk about all that. I will tell everybody right now, I did not get to Women of Honor. and or NXT. Just did not have the time just between the 5-star, the Tokyo Princess Cup, Summer Sun Princess. I did a lot of promotion for the Dark my episode, not my episode. I was only in there like 90 seconds. For the episode of Dark Side of the Ring that I was on. So I was just insanely busy. Now I did notice on Ring of Honor TV tonight, which more than likely I will do for tomorrow, Lacey Lane versus High End is going to be on there. So again, more than
Mm.
likely that'll be on your feed for next week. So just want to let everybody know that I unfortunately did not get to any NXT, did not get to any of Women of Honor this past week, and I do apologize. But boy, howdy, it was a busy week. Just to give an idea
Hmm.
how busy my weekend was, I went to bed around 6 p.m. on Friday, slept a little over 3 hours, got up for Summer Sun Princess. Soon as that was over, drank a little bit more coffee, a little more branched chain amino acids. I think I might have had a protein Pop Tart, whatever. Filmed my quick reaction view for Summer Sun Princess. Then about 15 minutes later, the start of the 5-star Grand Prix started.
How
So
about it?
yes, that's how I started my week off. So again, the 5-star, 3 fantastic nights, which I do want to get into with you, my friend. But we did have some major news that dropped
Hmm.
earlier today. I only talked a little bit about it with the Gerpster, so the via text. So this is going to kind of be my first on air talking about it. Is we have a retirement, Andy Header.
Yeah.
We have a retirement January 3rd, 2027. We will be officially saying bye poi to former artist, goddess, and wonder of and high speed champion in
Hmm.
one Natsupoi. Now I do want to point out it was kind of the usual typical Matt Turner, where again earlier today Natsupoi did announce her retirement, and then on my way into work I was listening to the episode myself and Rob recorded 2 days ago. They
Hmm.
did make mention because Natsupoi had that main event match with Shiri. Then afterwards, she left her knee pad in the ring. And I told Rob they're just making the internet's making a big deal about it. I mean, sometimes Andy Header, when you're in a hot building and you have like extra stuff, like with my arm sleeve, sometimes I'll take it off to get some circulation. I think that's all that it was. And I was listening to that literally an hour and a half after Natsupoi announced her retirement. Boy, howdy, how wrong could I be?
uh,
How wrong could I be?
yeah.
So I just wanted, and something else real funny. I kind of want to tell everybody about how I heard about Natsupoi's retirement. I was finishing my workout. I was getting ready to. I just finished feeding my cats as well. I was getting ready to start the day at work, and I saw on Twitter that Stardom announced there's going to be a press conference, almost like an emergency press conference. I was like, oh, these are never any good.
Yeah.
The next tweet underneath that one, and the emergency press conference was starting like 15, 20 minutes. The next tweet under that was, as of 12:01 a.m. today, here are all the people that their 90 days no compete are up. So I
Yep.
was like, this press conference is one or two things. Somebody's retiring or Kyrie's coming back to Stardom. So it was going to start at 6 o'clock our time. So doing a couple things and again, getting ready for work, and all of a sudden, and I had the TV on. I was like, oh, 6:02. This press conference has started. So I go over to YouTube, and YouTube knows your algorithm, so it gives you things that you may want to
Suggestions.
watch.
Yeah.
And then it said underneath live, now streaming, Natsupoi's big announcement. I was like, oh,
Yeah. It's like,
oh, no. After I was like, "She's not retiring. You're crazy." Very much like, last year where I was like when Mayu lost to Shiri, I was like, Mayu's not leaving Stardom. No way. Then I think it was 24 hours later. Press conference, Mayu's leaving Stardom. So
yeah.
at least I'm consistent there. But Natsupoi retiring, at least this way. But I'm one thing with the Natsupoi retiring, 5 months. We got 5 months to enjoy Natsupoi.
Yes.
At least now we know the reason why she's not in this year's 5-star Grand Prix partner. So again,
Mhm.
Natsupoi retiring, Andy Header. What are your thoughts, my friend?
Yeah, you texted me earlier today, and I went on. I seen the picture from the press conference, and apparently she said that like she's lost the fire and the desire. She still likes pro wrestling, but she doesn't have it like she once did. You remember the feud with Sari earlier this year, where that was the whole point of it, was Sari's trying to bring back Natsupoi's fire, and then she kind of said she did. But hey, if you're not feeling it anymore, and you're going to shows and it's a drag, and you're just like, I like it, but I don't want to do it, then I understand why she wants to retire. And she could always come back, and say she takes a year off, and she goes, hey, it's wrestling. Terry Funk only did it like 10 times. So, it's possible to do that, but if she's truly not feeling it, she wants wants to hang out with Shingo, or she wants to, who knows, maybe make some more albums, and your price of your album will go up there for the worth. That I get it, I understand. I know you said that she just bought new gear, so she's definitely not retiring. Why would she spend all the money on new gear if she's not going to retire? I guess she's going to
Five
retire. So we
months,
got,
at least. Hey, I was
yeah,
similar right on
okay,
that one. She's not retiring yet,
yeah.
so
She could.
I was a little bit. I got that one a little bit right.
I mean, you can wear that for 5 months and get a lot of out of a set of gear in 5 months. So yeah, we got Tam retired now, Natsupoi. So hey, I get the reasons why she's retiring. I don't really want her to retire, but she can always come back. But if that's her career, hell of a career. So I mean, she didn't get the Worlds of Stardom title, but real close. Probably probably if she would stay, she would get it. But I get it, I understand. But it is a little like, oh, Natsupoi's retiring. That kind of sucks because she's really good. So if she wasn't, now the question is, what's Sayori gonna do? Sayori gonna hang around? Where's she gonna go? Like Cosmic Angel's obviously still hanging around, but you still get Tam and Natsupoi leaving. Like it's a little bit of a blow to Stardom, but there's so much talent, and plus there's all those releases. Kairi Zane at the top of it, Kairi Hojo, whatever you want to call her, and Nikki Cross, Nikki Storm. I think she's going by now. She could possibly show up. So maybe they replace her, maybe not. But yeah, it's like, huh, she's retiring. That kind of sucks, but I get it.
What was great about the press conference was they had English dubbing over it, which I don't know if they've
Mm,
ever done before. I just happen to catch the usually I just catch what I see on social media. I just happen to be at the right place, the right time. And the vibe that I got from it is one of the reporters did ask, like, is this basically is this a follow up to your marriage with Shingo? And she's like, yes, I'm moving in that direction. She didn't directly say it, but the
mm,
vibe I got was they want to start a family. Now she just on Monday she just turned 31. The reason why I know that is because she wrestled. Then after the match, Soriano came out with balloons that said 31. So it's for people to start families once you get into your 30s it gets a little trickier
mm,
and trickier, so that maybe that's again she didn't exactly say it word for word, but it really was heavily indicated there. And then on this press conference, I love it how Okada put Poi on the spot, and then Poi put Okada on the spot, where Okada was like, we still want you to work for Stardom in some sort of capacity, like, as an ambassador or working like backstage. Again, I'm kind of paraphrasing, which I was like,
yeah.
yeah, that'd be great because obviously she's got a great mind for it, and she loves, she's so great with people and so great with
Hmm.
me that she'd be a great brand ambassador. And Natsupoi was pretty much just like, she's going to be there on. It doesn't look like it seemed like we're still going to see her in the limelight. It feels like we'll see her from time to time, unlike Tam, which still a year and a half, we still don't know, which I'm going to bring up to a certain point and ask you a question here in a minute, partner. And then so I was like, ooh, Okada's kind of putting Poi on the spot here. Where Poi was like, yeah, that's not a bad idea. Maybe I'll do something like that. And then a reporter asked Natsupoi, you got 5 months left. Like, what do you plan on doing? And she's like, I'm still going to go for championships. And then she looked at Okada and was like, I'm gonna challenge for the red belt. You let me challenge for the red belt. And Okada's like, sure, sure. So
Yeah.
Natsupoi, she's not gonna be coasting on this retirement tour, that's for sure. And again, she had a phenomenal match with Shuri for the
Sure.
IWGP
Hmm.
Joshi. So I'm hoping that we're getting a whole bunch of Sorry Poi matches because this will be the last time we see one of Stardom's greatest tag team of all time. Now, Rob, out of all people, Andy Header, he did text me as we were having this conversation. And I'm going to use this opportunity right here on Talk Joshi to say word for word what Rob told me as we were having this conversation with Natsupoi retiring. Now, Natsupoi did say her final match is going to be January 3rd at the New Year's Dream Show, which is in the Yokohama Budokan.
Hmm.
Again, word for word, Rob Goodwin. I love for Tam to come out on January 3rd. And
Mm.
then I said, I'm screenshotting this text. You're a Tam lover. And then he said, damn it. So, lots to unpack here, Andy Header. Is Rob Goodwin secretly a big fan of Tam and he's just trying to downplay it? And do you think Tam does come out? Like, is this what Tate brings? Like, not supposed to have this big retirement ceremony. You figured you would have, one of her best friends and somebody that they sold, I think, 100 billion albums with on that melty. I think it's something like
Hmm.
100 billion albums they've sold.
Double platinum, probably.
Yeah, quadruple platinum, uranium, kryptonite, or whatever. But again, two questions: is Rob a secret Tam lover, and
Tam
he's
lover.
just trying? Yeah, and do you think Tam does show up somewhere on this retirement road or on the retirement ceremony, January 3rd?
I mean, Rob did write two books on Stardom, and there's a lot of Tam in those books. So maybe he is secretly, a number one Tam fan. Maybe he got a little Tam tattoo, like a purple. purple
Can
flower
you
on his arms.
imagine?
Yeah, it says Tam. It's real like a comic book Tam, like X-Men. Tam.
Oh,
I mean,
Tam 97.
yeah, and it's Tam, and she's like jumping like Wolverine, but she's like doing the violent shooting. Maybe who knows? You
I
think
love it.
he has to like her a little bit. If there's any time for Tam to come back at all for any type of appearance to Stardom, Natsupoi retiring is probably right up there at the top, right? So I mean, if we don't see her here, then we'll never see her, I would assume. But you would think she'll come out, maybe like, how's all the people come out, and they'll probably do that match, where everyone comes in and clotheslines Natsupoi in the corner or something, or go in and give her a hug, or how they do that in Japan. So just do something like that. So maybe when she retires and she's cutting her big promo, that's when Tam comes out. If she comes out, you would think. So I would say I mean, it's up in the air because she's like totally just disappeared. Maybe she went to a different dimension where she's wrestling in that dimension or something. Earth Two Tam is on right now, so that's where Tam is at right now because we haven't seen anything from her. So I would say the percentage is probably pretty high for that. But knowing that she's been gone for so long, I don't know. So I would say 50-50 Tam shows up, but you would think she would. And yeah, percentage of Rob being a Tam fan, probably 99.99.
Yeah. I mean, geez, come on. Come on, Rob
Yeah.
Gerbster. Yeah, we kind of figured she would something in that Sayaka or Sai Kamatani match going
Hmm.
into All Star Grand Queendom. And like, if Sayaka wins the match, it'll be because there's gonna be all these run-ins, which they were, and then Tam will be the one to kind of finally put away Sayaka or Saya Kamatani. And obviously Sayaka did win that match, great match, one of the matches of the year.
Hmm.
But then no Tam. Like, you know what? If she's not coming back then, I guess she's not. But now it's like, and Natsupoi did mention Tam a time or two during this press conference. So it's like,
Mm.
yeah, I don't know, buddy. I don't know. We'll
Yeah.
see what happens. But again, we got 5 more months to enjoy one Natsupoi. I was thinking about this today. Like, what a run in Stardom. As far as match quality goes, Artist of Stardom championships with her and Mike and Himika as my Himipoi.
Hmm.
Maybe like you take the length and successful title defenses and match quality. Maybe again, arguably the greatest artist Stardom champions of all time as part of Restart. Now they weren't champions long, but her, Kyrie, and Soriano had one of the best Artist of Stardom Championship matches of all time at the very first All Star Grand Queendom against Prominence, Risa Sera, Kuruma Haragi, and obviously
Suzu.
current champion Suzu Suzuki. And then she went on to go have another run as Artist of Stardom champion with Tam Nakano and Soriano. We called them the Work Rate Angels, and
Hmm.
had again arguably the greatest Artist of Stardom Championship match of all time against Azumi, Starlight Kid, and Miyu Amasaki match that actually got 5 stars
Right. Big
from
Dave.
Big
Yes, I
Dave.
remember.
Yeah, he gave that match 5 stars. But then you look at like her tag stuff. Like obviously the stuff with Meltier was phenomenal, but the stuff with Soripoi's better in my opinion. So it's like she had 3
Hmm.
fantastic teams as Artist Stardom champions, 2 of the best tag teams in the history of Stardom. She was a great high speed champion. In my opinion, and I know Rob will back me up on this, she was the MVP of the 2023 5-star Grand Prix, and was a fantastic Wonder of Stardom champion. And that match that she lost the belt to on Starlight Kid back at Dream Queendom 2024, it's in my top 5 favorite Wonder of Stardom champion matches of all time. So even though she never won the red belt, not unless she gets this run towards the end, which I don't think she will. But what a career at 31 years old, 12 years in the business. That's
Yeah.
a heck of a career, my friend.
It is, and you think the match quality, even matches that weren't for any titles. I mean, she's had really good matches consistently for several years, so that's a hell of a run. I mean, not everyone wins the big belt. Roddy Piper didn't get it. Rick Rude didn't get it. Well, in WCW, but I mean, not everyone gets the big belt, but they still have great Hall of Fame worthy careers. So yeah, Natsupoi, if she was done today, and that was her last match with Siri, what a way to go out that would be. But yeah, if she's done today, it's still a great career. So we got 5 more months. I'm sure she's gonna have one or two more matches that are maybe 3.5 stars or
Yeah,
higher.
she might get there. She might get the
Yeah, she
gentleman's
might get it. She
three
might. Yeah,
stars
yeah.
from us. So we'll obviously be on Poi Watch here all over our social medias and obviously
Hmm.
Talk Joshi. And of course the Stardom cast. I would love to see her have a final match in Tokyo Joshi Pro. Because that's
Yeah,
kind
that'd
of
be
like where
nice.
she yeah.
Maybe she does like a little tour. That'd be cool. Doesn't there? That's. I mean, she's been in Sendai Girls. Doesn't there a show there? Maybe do a shot for Marvelous. Why not? I mean, you're on the way out. Then like they're like, hey, you can't do that. And she's on her way out.
2 last questions. We mentioned somebody's a free agent. They gotta
Hmm.
do something. Not unless Kyrie goes, like, signs full time with TNA. but like
I
you're
can see
gonna
that happening.
see a Kyrie and Natsupoi either match or tag or restart with Soriano Kyrie
Mm,
because
yeah.
I think Kyrie either is going. I think she'd be probably freelance, but if she's going to sign with a full time company, it's either Stardom or AEW. Even if it's AEW, they have the working relationship with Stardom. Natsupoi's retiring. Natsupoi and Kyrie, they were a tag team, the Pirates, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Very
Players
fitting.
get it. Mm-hmm.
So you figured that's a no brainer. So question number one is: do we see Kyrie and Natsupoi in a ring together between now and a retirement? And question number two is: who do you think Natsupoi's retirement match is against?
Well, let's go with the second question first, 'cause I think that's a little easier. It's probably Sayori, right? That's what I
Yeah, I
think.
think it'd be Soriano.
Yeah, unless Tam comes back.
You
So
know,
Soriano, yeah,
you know what she did say
maybe.
in the press conference. Sorry, I mean interrupted. She did say she knows who her retirement match is against. Like she already knows, and she can't
Ooh,
say. So maybe it
what
is.
if? Could you
Maybe.
imagine Dream
Go ahead,
Queen
sir.
Natsupoi versus Tam Nakano? What if they put
Well,
X? Well, no, they had the appetizer, right? They would have to.
what if it's what if it's Mel Tier versus Kyrie and Soriano?
Ooh, that would be something. So that way you get all her partners in one match.
Yeah. Or what if they
Mm.
do My Himipoi versus Tam,
Ooh,
Soriano, and Kyrie?
there
I
you
don't know
go.
which way I'd go.
I
Maybe
I'd like to see him come back for a match or two.
here's how I would book it. Now I'm thinking about it because I'm thinking what would be the best possible matchup. I'm gonna go with the work rate angels of Tam, Poi, and Soriano versus Micah, Himika, and Kyrie. That would be the
Ooh,
way
there
I
we
I don't
go.
there's no
Yeah.
wrong answer, but that's the way that I would go.
You shake that up any way it comes out. That's a good outcome right there. For the first question, does Kyrie show up for her retirement? She's available. Friends with her? I would say probably absolutely. Will they have a match? Most likely they will probably have a match because she's free and she wants to wrestle her friend. She does sign anywhere, like you said, it's probably AEW. So I don't know. The AEW review is this weekend, and everyone is available for that. You think New Day is probably gonna pop up, and Machine Guns will pop up. So if Kyrie doesn't pop up there, and she's probably gonna sign with Stardom. You think maybe if she doesn't sign, she'll be freelance, and then she could do everything. So then she'll definitely show up for Natsupoi, and probably wrestle her in Stardom or maybe somewhere else, maybe Sendai Girls, something like that. But yes, I think Kyrie definitely appears for her retirement, and they definitely have a match. Now, who is her opponent? I'm leaning towards Sariano.
Here's something else. You mentioned her a little bit ago. She's legit. Like, obviously, she's close with Tam. She's close with Soriano. I think she's legit best friends with Suri. So you have to throw Suri's
Mm.
name in the mix for that retirement.
Ooh, oh my.
Wowzers.
Yeah.
Or it
Well,
could
don't come
be,
out for that clothesline spot.
yeah, or it could be on that retirement road. So, I mean, it's going to be
Could
something
be.
interesting. As
Suri is
far
in.
as, and I had a couple people ask me, like, now we know why Natsupoi's not in the 5-star Grand Prix. Why is Soriano not in the 5-star Grand Prix? And my answer to them, and I'm going to throw this at you and you can throw it back, is Soriano obviously knew that Natsupoi was retiring. And maybe she, because Natsupoi is going to be on a lot of these shows, maybe
Hmm.
she thought, like, hey, Natsupoi's retiring. Natsupoi would like to do some teaming with Soriano, kind of on the underneath card of the 5-star Grand Prix. So say like for we have a couple shows this weekend. We know the 5-star Grand Prix matches, we don't know the non-tournament matches. So say we have like 6 5-star Grand Prix matches and then we have Soripoi versus another team. So imagine if we have Soripoi teaming up in either straight up tags or 6-person or 8-persons on the underneath to add to the great 5-star Grand Prix. So that'd be my answer. So I think that's why Soriano's not on the 5-star Grand Prix. She's gonna be teaming with Natsupoi to kind of get as much Soripoi
Yes.
stuff as you possibly can on the way up. That's the way that I see it. Let's say you partner.
I think that's a good idea. Probably she just wanted to be with a friend. She didn't want to be wrapped up in any big storylines to do the tag stuff and maybe just hang out with her and not be worried about their stuff because she only got 5 months, well, at least in wrestling left with her. So yeah, I would be agreeing with you and thinking that she's probably going to do a lot of tag stuff with her. And they're probably going to have, well, if they don't have her last match, they're going to have a big match at some point, even if it's not her last one. So yeah, probably that's why she's not in a 5-star as well. I don't think Sayori's going to retire too. I mean, that's very possible, but I don't think she's going to stick around a little bit. So, yeah, I would agree with you. Now,
Y-
speaking of the artist titles, before we get anywhere, you were busy last night, so you didn't get to see, but not only on Dynamite, were the Artist champions on, but the belts were on, and they mentioned them several times. They said Artist of Stardom champions. Tekla was on, and she's like, "Oh, I'm two belt Tekla." She held up both belts. So last time when Jay went to Stardom, they didn't even
Not a
mention it
word, not a
at all.
peep.
Now it's like, oh, Triangle Madness, Julia Hart, Sky Blue, Tekla have the artist titles. They won the artist titles. They even said that Julia Hart's in the 5 star, so they're mentioning it. So they are getting things out of it, and they had the belts. They had the physical belts with them the whole time. And they're like, oh, look, they're the Stardust. Even Excalibur was like, the Stardom Artists of Stardom titles are like their trios titles. So he was explaining it. So 100% more mention this time than the last time. So I just wanted to tell you that because I know you missed it. It was pretty cool to see them with the belts. And like Sky Blue has the blue one, which is very fitting.
Yeah, and Julia Hart is,
Yeah,
pink.
pink. Yeah,
Hart
she's
is
pink one.
red, but like you think of the Heart Foundation with the pink. So I like how
Hmm.
they did that. I didn't get to see the match. I went to go watch it earlier this morning, but I have YouTube TV, so it's not a DVR. So I think you have to wait 24 hours. So
Yeah.
I saw the clips of them and Divine Dominion. Did you get to
Hmm.
watch the match, and how was it, buddy?
The match was pretty good, and Sky Blue taking a lot of bumps again, so
The
he went through
usual.
another table. Yeah, so the match was good. Let's start off with a little wonky when Sky Blue and Julie Hart like attack with kendo sticks, and they go like instead of hitting from behind, they just go and like kind of put over and start choking them. So it was always a little wonky just to get going. But once I got going, it was pretty good, and it was crazy how it's like you got the everyone had belts there, so that was kind of cool. It's like AEW Women's Tag Team Champions and Artists of Stardom Tag Team Champions. But just the when you watch it, the sheer amount of times they say Artists of Stardom champions. Like especially with Tekla's interview she does with Mick Foley and Willow Nightingale, they just mention it a lot. So I was like, wow, they're really mentioning Stardom here. So the partnership is like Rob said on the show this week. He's like, what's Stardom getting out of it? A lot of exposure because there's a lot of people that watch the Dynamite. They have no idea what Stardom is. They're like, oh, I think it's women wrestling somewhere, but they don't know. But now they're at least they're getting this.
And again, not only that, we got Starlight Kid on the show
Mm-hmm.
on the pay-per-view. Obviously, we've
Micah.
had a lot of Hazuki, we've had Micah, we've Rena, so a lot more talent on there. So, and I noticed about 24 hours after Triangle Madness won the artist belts, they were cutting promos all over social media, which AEW was retweeting, and these videos were getting anywhere between 80 to 100,000 views per
Mm-hmm.
promo that they talked about the Artists of Stardom champions, and they had the belt. So again, a lot more exposure. So so what you're telling me, my friend, is, and again, I talked about this on the show this week in not in great detail. The Triangle Madness winning the belts was a good thing because now you're getting a TV show that after you count all HBO Max and streaming and live are getting over 1 million views. So you're saying 1 million people hearing the word stardom over and over is a good thing?
Yes, and not only was it Dynamite, it was Collision last week. They did the promo where they're holding the titles, and they say we won the Artist of Stardom titles. So there you go. Plus, there's the pay-per-view where they're gonna have the belts on the pay-per-view. Tekla's in a big match against Willow Nightingale. 1/3 of the Artist of Stardom Championship, and they're going to say that, and maybe they'll even someone from Stardom will come because Tekla's still having a feud, and then Julie Hart and the 5 star. So yeah, it makes sense. I know a lot of people are upset. Oh, you put the belts on them. Well, it makes sense. Plus, when whoever wins them, if it's the Ito Respect Squad or they drop it back to Lady C and Ami Sourei and Hina, like it just makes sense. Like it'd be a big move for them. Like, oh, they got the belts back from these dastardly people that hate Stardom. So like, yeah, it's a smart move, and it's not gonna be long. So I don't know why people flip out. Oh, like you said, fire Okada. Yeah, fire Okada for this one thing that got tons of exposure and might get a lot of new Stardom fans. Fire him for that.
So you wouldn't fire Terry Okada. You're
No,
saying
I don't
no.
think I would.
Now, another thing I've been hearing is they should fire Tony Khan. First of all,
Might be
one, how would
might be a
that
little
work?
hard.
And two, would you like would he be yelling at him in the mirror? No, you're fired.
Yeah,
No, you're fired. Like
yeah.
one, two-part question, and we'll move on to something about it in the 5 star I do want to talk to you about. How would that work? And two, should Tony Khan fire himself for the uptick in business that
Yeah.
he's been doing over the last 6 months?
Yeah, the fire himself for sending one of his wrestlers to a company to help them out and helping them with exposure. Yeah, it would be like remember when Vince was going crazy and bringing the NWO in, and he was cutting the promo to himself in the mirror. He's like, "I gotta
The
kill it
lethal
with lethal
injection.
dose of poison." That's what Tony Khan. I'm gonna fire myself. So if Tony Khan fires himself, who runs AEW? Nobody. So I guess it's just done. Someone asking for Tony Khan to fire himself means AEW is over. So then you don't get no wrestling. Uh, yeah, it'd be a little hard to fire yourself, I think, I guess it could
So
be done.
not a good
Yeah,
solution. You would
probably
Tony
not a
Khan
good
should stay.
solution
Okay.
to the
Just
Artist of Stardom titles going on their world champion. Yeah.
And again, it's
Come
the
on now.
Artist of
It's
Stardom
not like
champions.
yeah.
Yeah, the fifth tier
Yeah,
belt.
yeah, it's not like the white belt and the red belt. Julia Hart came in and steamrolled, and won both of them. Like, come on now. She just beat Suzu in 2 minutes. Then you'd be like, well, okay, this is crazy. But like, it's the Artist Stardom titles, and nothing against them. But come on now.
Happened in great matches over the past few years for those belts. But I
Yes,
mean, you look at
yeah.
the red belt, the white belt, the IWGP, which we're going to get into literally right now,
Hmm.
and the tag belts, they've been great. My friend, I know we talked a little bit. You did watch this IWGP championship. What do you think about the match? Natsupoi's gear. The floor is yours, good sir.
Her gear looked great. I like her hair. Her hair looked great. Now Spice looking really good. So she's retired and she's going out looking really good. Like you said, new gear. And she looks great. She got the yellow and the white going on. Um, Took a bump on the apron. What, a minute in? She's nuts.
After she did a German and then a German on the apron and then takes a bump on
Yeah.
the, yeah.
I
We're
was
like
like,
30 seconds into
whoa.
a 20 some odd minute match. Yeah.
I watched that clip and I just watched it like over. I was like, ooh, 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 like crazy. Match was great. Match was awesome. So like that's why I said earlier, like if that was her match she went out with, like you could have asked for a better match to go out with. Like that was 5 stars all day long. Awesome match. Didn't think Natsupoi was going to win the belt when she didn't, but still a great match. That's the only thing I caught from that. I'm so behind on the 5 star because we had 3 shows to watch. Had to watch them, but I do have to watch and listen to you guys talk. You and Rob, that is about Azumi versus Micah. So that's top of my list to watch. I have to watch that. I believe you said the other main event was really good too. What the night one or night two main event? Or
I'll
which?
give you a little list when we get done
Yeah, give
here.
me a list because I got to
Sayaka
get
and
caught
Rina
up
was
this
good.
weekend.
Oh, there you go. Utami and Rina Yamashita was really good.
Oh,
But
yeah, but that did
Azumi,
that go to the draw?
the old TLD brother,
Hmm.
the old T, and I don't mean tomato, lettuce, and
Yeah,
dill pickles. I don't
yeah.
know.
There we go. Good
That
pull.
was yeah, that was really good. Night one of the 5 star was good. Like I and Hanako might be the one to watch from that. Maybe even Momo Watanabe versus Yuna, but must watch. I know you love Azumi
Hmm.
and Mike as well. Now, I mean, it's the match of the tournament, and I said on the show, I know you listened to the show. Micah picking up where she left off the last time she was in the 5 star.
Yep, not
She again,
last year, the
obviously,
year before.
yeah, because she was injured in 2025, but basically had phenomenal matches and won every match in 2024.
Clean
And then
sweep.
Azumi picking up where she left off again. Me and you both say one of the best matches of the year and probably the greatest five
Her and
star Grand Prix
Momo.
match ever. Her and Momo. This might be a top 10, 15 5 star Grand Prix match ever. It just happened to be on like night three, like on a Monday.
Yeah.
Phenomenal. Like my expectations were high because we got the tag title match in Cork and with O2 Line versus Cup High Mate. And then so we got a lot of Azumi versus Micah there. And then in the preview tags, we had 6 and 8 persons where we got some Azumi and Micah there. And I'm like, boy, howdy, there's something really special with these two. My expectations were high. It was phenomenal. I cannot recommend this match enough. It is
Watch it.
obviously we're 3 nights in. This is the clear front runner
The
for
best
me.
one.
So now I know you didn't see any of the 5 star, which obviously I know you're busy. It's fine. And like I said, I'll give you a little bit of a list of the must see matches to get caught up, and that is the clear number one. Did you get to see Azumi's new gear and new hair, buddy?
I did. I did see that. So the
People
gear,
want to know. People want to
yeah,
know. Go ahead,
a
sir.
little bit different. I liked her like cyber cat thing she was doing. The new gear is a little different. At first, I was like, I don't
It's
know,
a
but
little bit of
the gear,
throwback to like 2022
yeah,
and
when she
like
had the short
2023. Yeah.
wild hair, yeah. So the gear, at first, I was like, I don't know, but I was like, it looks pretty good. I like it, but I don't know. The shorter hair, I thought her hair was looking really good. I'm not digging the shorter hair on her, so that's one thing. I mean, I still like her. She's still great, but yeah, the hair, not really how I would go. But the gear is pretty cool. So we'll give her let her slide with the hair because the gear is cool.
Okay, good sir. Yeah, there's a lot of new gear too on these. Like Rena, it's got
Mm,
some new gear. Tommy, not. I think Tommy did. I think she debuted it maybe the week before, a little more black in the red gear. I think you've seen that
mm.
before. I
Yeah,
think
his gear is always
Kamatani
top
looked a little
notch.
different. You know, Starlight Kid's gonna have at least 4 new sets of gear in
Yeah,
this five
a
star
new
green.
mask every match.
Yeah, new mat like maybe more than one. So yeah, I'm excited to see all the other new gears. But yeah, Kamatani has not had a match yet. Neither has Starlight
Wow.
Kid in the 5 star
Ooh.
Grand Prix. So, but yeah, I mean, again, we got 2 nights of that as well as the Tokyo Princess Cup. So that's
Mm.
basically everything else around the horn. Good sir, is there anything else you want to talk about before we start these 3 reviews of these three
Yeah, three.
fantastic shows from these two
Um,
companies?
just about Kamatani and her gear. She has slowly, I think we mentioned this before, slowly been adding colors to her gear because it was solid black, and then it was like black with a little reflection. Now there's a little red and a little blue, even just some color in her hair. So maybe that's showing what's going to happen in the coming year for Sai Kamatani. A little face turn, and it kind of seems like they're maybe building something up with maybe one of your favorite stables of all time. Maybe it seems like something's going to happen there. I don't. That's all I'm going to say.
Before we get into these shows, let's bridge it with a little comic talk. We had
Mm,
a trailer that dropped, my friend.
yes.
What a rush. Doomsday.
Yeah, dude.
We've been waiting for this trailer for quite some time,
Hmm.
and it pretty much gave us everything we kind of figured we would get. But this still looked awesome. I mean, this looked just
Yes.
all sorts of, especially the little fight scene we got with Shang-Chi and Gambit. That's a
Yeah.
fight that I'm like, oh, I didn't know I wanted that, but it looks really good. I just kind of just want your general thoughts on the trailer, brother.
Yeah, and a little controversial there. People like maybe Gambit shouldn't be going toe to toe with the Master of Kung Fu, which I'm like, it movie. What are you gonna do? You can't have a one-sided fight. Who wants to watch that? But the trailer was really good. We seen Captain America come back, Chris Evans, and some people are like, oh, that's Hydra Cap, and he gets the hammer. So what's going on there? And I noticed Thor has short hair. Last time we seen Thor, he had long hair, Love and Thunder. So I'm like, is this a different Thor? Is this Thor
Ooh.
from Ragnarok era? Because we're dealing with multiverses and stuff like. So I would not be surprised if we see multiple versions of separate characters. Obviously, Doctor Doom is Robert Downey Jr. and he's Iron Man too, but not our current Iron Man is dead. This is Doctor Doom, and we have all the people coming back. I think Mystique looks a little wonky. I don't really like how she looks, but it is Rebecca Romaine, so that's pretty cool. All the X Men are from the Fox X Men, so they all look good. And we're getting Patrick Stewart, Magneto, Ian McKellen. So yeah, the trailer looks really good. I knew the movie was gonna be good, like just going into it. Like I don't have to see trailer. You just tell me Avengers movie, okay, I'm signed. I'm good. I'm ready, I'm ready, just like Spider-Man. I don't need the Punisher. That's great. I don't need to see the trailer. Although I've seen it, but I'll go see it. So yeah, the movie looks really good, and I wouldn't be surprised if people die because Marvel's kind of been hinting that they're going to do a little bit of a reset to kind of make sense why the X-Men are, in the world and the Fantastic Four and who exists and who doesn't. So like, I wouldn't be surprised if this or if there's an next event. I don't know if this is this two-part uh
Secret
movie
Wars
or is
is
it one more?
next year. Secret Wars
Okay.
is supposedly
So that
next
might
year.
be the end of the current Marvel universe, and then we restart or soft reboot or whatever. So I won't be surprised if a lot of people die, especially the X-Men, because not that they don't matter, but they don't matter because the whole new X-Men universe is coming. So we'll see what happens there. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the movie. It's gonna be really good. I mean, you could give me 2 second trailer, just be Avengers new movie. All right, I'm good. I'll see it.
Do you think I didn't realize Thor with the short hair, and we just mentioned Azumi with the short hair? Do you think that
Mhm.
Thor is like this? Azumi's amazing. In order for me to beat Doctor Doom, I need to be. Do we see high speed Thor
High
in
speed.
this movie? That's because
That'd
you
be
don't.
great. Yeah.
We know Thor. He's got all these powers. He's got the hammer. He's got Mjolnir. He's got a Stormbreaker. He's
Hmm.
strong. We never really mention on his high
Speed.
speed. So maybe we
Yeah.
see high speed Thor in this movie. It's a good way to go to beat
Lightning
Doctor
speed.
Doom.
What if he rolls up Doctor Doom with the Zumi Sushi? That's how he gets him,
That's
at
how he
the
gets
end.
him. And then he captures them in that capsule.
Destroyer, yeah, Underhook Destroyer, then a Zumi Sushi, the double one.
We've seen these action movies all the time, ever since like, even like the 80s, back with like Stallone and Van Damme and Seagal, and obviously the greatest of all time, Arnold.
Arnold.
They hit you with a big bomb. No one ever rolls anybody up.
No, it's
Maybe
like a
that's what it
surprise
is.
finish.
Yeah. And here's something
Just
else
get
too. I
Doctor
was
Doom
thinking.
real quick.
Here's something else I was thinking, and then I promise, folks, we'll go on to the Summer Sun
Mm.
Princess. Like in these horror movies, when you have like Jason and Michael Myers and Freddy, no one ever like you don't see any shooters like old school like Billy Robinson, like double
Yeah,
leg takedown. You know what I mean? Not only that, but like
yeah,
Jason and Michael Myers, they leave themselves open because they get the big like machete and they're here. Like double leg right there.
yeah,
Like
right
it's
there. Take
right
him
there. Go for
down.
the double leg. Like they never pick on anybody that knows how to defend themselves. If I and I don't I really haven't watched horror movies that in a long time, but like do something different. Have have
Hmm.
this guy like that knows like catch wrestling, that knows jujitsu, and just all of a sudden double wrist like a Shuri. You know what I mean? Like three different
Yep.
submissions on these horror guys. You know what I mean? It's like take that, Michael Myers. It's like people are trying to shoot him and this and anything. No one ever tries like a rear naked choke
No,
or break their arm
no,
or take their knee out. What the heck?
no
What
one
the
is
heck, Andy
skilled
Header?
except for Ash from Evil Dead. Nobody is skilled to fight back. Very rarely, if they are. Can you imagine that? Just Freddy's behind, and then all of a sudden, just judo takedown. put them in their full Nelson, something like that. That'd be awesome. They should do that. They should do like I know there's wrestlers versus zombies. I heard it's really bad. So I don't know if it's really bad like a good way where it's fun to watch, or just really bad, just totally bad overall. But I'm sure they probably lock a zombie in some type of hold, but that's probably not smart. But yeah, the horror movie guys, yeah, they should do that. Did you see today? Sidebar, real quick. WWE announced WWE horror figures. Did you see that? I forgot to send it to you.
I saw a little bit of it, and I saw you commented on it that it was like that's under the WWE licensing. I didn't notice
Yeah,
that.
it's official. I thought it was because you never know with AI nowadays. I'm like, I don't know if that's real or not, but then I see a couple articles saying it is real. So we got John Cena, Invisible Man, makes sense. He comes with all the accessories like a John Cena hat and the wrap, but he's doing this, but he's see through, so that's pretty cool. Anytime a toy see through, I pop for that. And you got Kane, Michael Myers, so it's like Michael Myers and Kane. So Kane mask all white, but he has the hair. He has one arm out, and he's holding the knife, and he comes with the pumpkin from the cover of Halloween 2. So I was like, they only showed those two. I don't know if it's just those two, and there's gonna be more, but San Diego Comic Con is the first day today as we record Thursday. So they're announcing a bunch of toys. Oh, you got one more thing to mention that will pop you big. Um, but anyway, the hard ones I really want to get. They're really cool. There was a new wave of WWE figures. Did you see one guy that you always bring up? He has a coat and it says his name on the back. Maybe a guy that we met at the big event who said that he's now in the Hall of Fame, and now he's getting a bunch of figures. He got his demolition one, but did you see the new Repo Man figure?
I didn't see that. I did see the next
I'll have to
wave of
send it to
those
you.
LJN styles. I did
Oh,
get
he's
the
his
Roddy
brother
Piper
Love.
one, but the new one with Mr. Perfect and CM Punk,
Hmm.
definitely buying those. Then I saw the new one, Cindy Lauper. Obviously, they do the retro one, so you have Junkyard Dog, Roman Reigns. I might get Cindy Lauper because she still belongs in the Hall of Fame. I don't know why
Hmm.
she's not in there,
That makes
but
sense.
I'm definitely getting Punk and Mr. Perfect. I might get Cindy Lauper. I didn't see the Repo Man. I did not
Yeah,
see
he
the
looks
Repo
cool.
Man.
He has on the back of his jacket. It says Repo Man spelled with license plates from different states. I was like, that's get. I have to get that day one. But yeah, it's probably the best Repo Man figure ever. So that's really cool. The MLJM ones are cool. I went to Brother Love one to see the CM Punk one, but yeah, they're really cool. And all this makes me like Stardom action figures. Could you imagine Stardom action figures? Like talk about selling, especially in Japan. A Kasai Kamatani action figure. Come on now.
I know there's a guy that does we actually met him in Vegas that he no, I know we didn't meet somebody got a custom, he does custom Funko Pops and he got
Mm.
EO World of Stardom. So I was
Hmm.
like, yeah, I think I'm gonna get a Saya Kamatani with the red belt. But I do
Yeah.
have, I think you've seen it before. It's called PVC. They've done a few New Japan ones. They came out with a Starlight Kid one, and you've seen it before. It looks
Yeah,
phenomenal.
that is
Looks
awesome.
looks fantastic. Well, again, I mean, with that license, I know AW diff something with the toy licensing, but I
Yeah,
mean,
they're like,
maybe
but there's new figures coming out. There's a new Willow with the Owen Hart gear. I've seen like his caution gear, and there's a Tanahashi coming out. I'm like, I thought there were. I guess these are the last couple that they're making, but
might
I'm
have been
like,
the
they're
last
still.
under contract where it's
Yeah.
like they have so many to make. So I don't know, but I'm all for Stardom figures. I'm all for. I
Hmm.
actually have a custom Mayu Iwatani LJN figure in the red gear.
Hmm.
Unfortunately, Ace knocked it over and broke the leg, so I can't stand it
Oh,
up here. So yeah, what can you do? What can you do? But yeah,
yeah.
always a big fan of going back to the action figures, my friend.
Hmm.
And I'm a big fan of going back to Tokyo Joshi
Yoshi
Pro
Pro.
Summer Sun Princess 2025. From what I understand, they did a little over. I don't have the actual attendance figures. We know who will, Andy Header. Andy Zyke from the
S-
Tokyo Joshi Pod.
Say
New
somebody on
episode
Friday.
every Friday, buddy. Every
Hmm.
Friday. So it looked like I think there was about 1,100 people there. That did look like there was a few empty seats. We noticed when we'll talk about we get to the tag title match. So, but again, another jam packed Cork and Hall. Tokyo Joshi Pro for years outside of the Itian shows would be doing around 800, 900, where the last handful of shows have done well over 1,000 in Cork and Hall, really making a case for them being the second biggest Joshi. But for me,
Hmm.
it's either them, as far as attendance goes, either them or Sendai Girls. Obviously, Stardom is the clear number one, but again,
Yeah.
Sendai Girls, that Cork and Hall show, I don't think you could fit another person in there with a
Yeah.
crowbar. I mean, it was jam packed. It was jam packed, but this was such a great show. So let's get into the review, good sir. Summer Sun Princess taking place on the 18th for us over here on the East Coast, eventually
Hmm.
bleeding over into the 19th. Cork and Hall, Summer Sun Princess 26. We get off with a hot opener. Again, this is one of my favorite wrestling shows from start to finish all year from any company. This is just as good as any Stardom show, just as good as any AEW show, just as good as any Marigold show. This was great. Momo Sato, her debut, teaming with Shion Kanzaki, who made her debut earlier this year at the Itian show, taking on
Mhm.
Ren Kanatsu, who made her debut last year, and Uda Takami, only 18 years old. Myself and you and the two Andys, obviously yourself, Andy, Andy Zyke. Like this will probably be pretty good. My only concern is you have basically a lot of newer wrestlers in
Rookies.
this
Yeah.
match. Yeah, and it's a tag match. A lot can go wrong. At the same time, a lot can go right, and a lot went right here. I always say you want to start off with a hot opener. This was a hot opener. Uda getting the win over Momo Sato, and I thought Momo Sato looked great. Her gear looked
Hmm.
great. Getting the win with the koala clutch. I thought Shion was like really like she came into the ring and, like, she just seemed like she took over the ring, like, was very magnetic and very much so in her Tokyo Princess Cup match, which we'll get into after this show. It's like for someone only wrestling 6 or 7 months, like, it's one thing to be good in the ring and get the mechanics down, which she's right about there. She has this whole new aura about her. I thought Ren was great, and again, this match, especially towards the end, was built around Uda as well as it should have been. 3 and 3/4 stars for me, brother. I thought this was a phenomenal way to start off this show.
Yeah, it was good. Momo, her gear does look nice. I thought Momo didn't do a whole lot here, but what she did looked really good. So that's good when you're first starting out. Like just do what you know, and don't do anything you don't know. That way you look better. But yeah, she didn't do much, but she looked good, and that was all the young rookies in one match. Shion does have Shion kind of unlocked her charisma ability, like in a video game. Like she had the wrestling down, but like now she unlocked charisma, so now she's like a character. Her corner thing still needs the punches, but other than that, she has charisma now, and she's kind of building this like rocker gimmick. But this match was pretty cool. She almost for only being wrestling a year, she's kind of up there. She's kind of right at Uda's level a little bit above Red. I mean, Red's good too. But yeah, the match was good. Koala Clutch is the finisher. I gave it three and a half. But yeah, very solid match. And for Momo's first one, no complaints here.
And again, she's only getting better. Look at Ren Kanatsu, debuted a
Yeah.
year and a half ago and almost stole the show night one, Tokyo Princess Cup.
Hmm.
We'll get there. And again, look at where Shion is after 6 months. Terrific. Momo Sato, wouldn't be shocked if by the end of the year she's now at where Shion is at. Like you're wrestling Tokyo Joshi Pro, one of the hottest Joshi companies going right now. You're going to be in the ring and in the dojo and getting advice from the Shoko Nakajima's Aja Kong when they bring her in from time
Hmm.
to time. Obviously Yuki Aino, the Miyu Watanabe, the Miyu Yamashtas, the Yuki Arise. You can only get better when you're
Hmm.
surrounded by better talent. So again, I thought she was fantastic. Again, 3 and 3/4 stars for me. Match number 2 sees our new favorite makeshift tag team here of Himawari and Mifu Ishida teaming with Takora Tori, taking on the always lovable team of Raku, Palmer Juku, and Chicken and Ass. You got a little bit of wrestling, you got a lot of comedy. You knew what this was
Hmm.
going to be. This was a lot of fun. Hattori getting the win over Palm. This was a good kind of haha, let's have some good time with some wrestling mixed in between. I had this at 3 and 1/4 stars, my friend.
Yeah, fun match. I gotta say, Chica has her new look here. No, Andy Zyke said rumored that she was doing a new look, so she got some new hair going on. She got some orange dyed with her blonde, and her new gear I like, except for the weird like black pants part that kind of looks a little weird. But the rest of her gear looks cool here. Shin was doing all her Shin stuff, especially with the butt poke and all that, and the sticking fingers up noses and putting them in people's mouth. So yeah, a little crazy here. A lot of comedy, but it was a fun comedy match, and Shin Hirota fits right into TJPW. You know, like she should have been here the whole time. Yeah, I gave it 3 and 1/4. It was a fun match, but you know, it's mainly all just goofy comedy. But you kind of not going in.
Apologies. For some reason I had to yeah,
You
Shin
said
Hirota.
score. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I don't know why I said Hattori.
Yeah.
Apologies.
Sad. Yeah.
Thank you for getting my back, my man. Getting my
Hmm.
back. Which by the way, Shin, I did predict right, didn't come out as anybody. However, when we
No.
get to Sendai Girls, woohoo, she crushed it on that cosplay, sir. She absolutely crushed it. Match number 3 is Prism Greed of Haru Kazushiro and Yuki Aino taking on the team of Mirai and Toga. This was exactly what I thought it was going to be. Hard hitting, great tag action at its finest. My only complaint with this, I wish it were a little longer. I understand for all the other blockbuster matches we had to give time to. I get it. I'd love to see them run this back like maybe a KBS Hall or Edion Arena and give it like the real proper time to tell the story. What this did for me, and we kind of thought this probably the way to go is you
Hmm.
make Prism Greed look good and maybe then the next challengers for the championships. And if that's the way they're going, I am all for it because I thought they were terrific here. I thought they really gelled well as a team. They did a great job having Yuki Aino almost negate Mirai strengths. That's the singles match I'd like to see. But
Hmm.
eventually, it's the elevated DDT to Toga that gives Haru the opportunity to pin Toga. Haru getting a big win, maybe the biggest of her career, considering Summer Sun Princess is one of the four biggest shows of the year. Jammed Cork and Hall, again, one of the best wrestling shows I've seen all year. So Haru getting a big win, 3 and 3/4 stars. I thought this was fantastic.
Yeah, I thought this was really good here, and I wrote down a good match, few minutes too short, so I'm agree with you there. And then I wrote Prism Green has to get the next title shot, right? Like they're not building him up for nothing, right? And plus the double team Venus DDT on Toga was really nice here. So yeah, I'm right with it. I give it 3 and 3/4, but good match. Haru's new blue and red hair looks really good. So yeah, good match all around.
Now we go to special singles match. A match we bet it with our heart, Andy Header. Aja Kong, the electric guy, taking on Arisa Endo. This match was so great.
Hmm.
I mean, again, Aja Kong is still like she knows how to get those reactions. Like she knows her limits, but she is able to like hide like her negatives and accentuate her positives. Like the
Hmm.
reaction she gets from the crowd. This match is built around the water wheel suplex. Like Arisa going for it. And when she even for the second time couldn't get it, and the crowd was like, oh, oh, I'm like, she has to hit it, right? Even if it's not part of the match. If I'm Aja Kong, I'm like, we're calling an audible.
Yeah.
Obviously, that eventually gets this is a lot of fighting spirit from Marisa Endo, which we've seen time and time again in these big matches, like the final of the Princess Cup last year, Miyu Watanabe, the tag match that she had at Grand Princess against Spark Rush, Shuri and Takumi Roha, the championship match in the same building a few months ago against Yuki Arai. There's so much underdog fighting spirit behind Arisa Endo. You can't help but not get behind her. Everybody loves Aja Kong for
Mm-hmm.
all the reasons why they should. But this crowd was so behind Arisa Endo. Eventually, though, Aja Kong, I mean, she hits this wicked backdrop driver and the second rope elbow that puts away Arisa Endo. I had this at 4 stars, and yet once again, Arisa Endo and all the matches I just talked about, she ate the L's in all those big matches, but somehow comes out better
Mm-hmm.
losing, which is an art form to itself. And again, Aja Kong, all the credit in the world. She made sure everything that she placed for Arisa Endo got the biggest reaction. And again, this match was all built around the Water World suplex. Once hit it, this place went nuts. I love this match. What a great showing for Arisa Endo. And again, Aja Kong, 40 years in the business, brother, in a singles match, still
Yeah, still
showing
doing
she
it.
can go and deliver, which is unbelievable. Like, what a run. What a run
Yeah.
for Aja
Yeah.
Kong.
I don't know exact age, but she's in her what late 50s, early 60s, and she's still having matches that are good. Like
Bumping.
that's yeah, and bumping, yeah, not just bumping like bro, like, give me a headlock takeover. Like she's bumping pretty good. But this match was really good. I thought this was one of my favorite matches of the whole show. It was the whole Arisa fighting back. Can she overcome the legend that is Aja Kong? And she tries. She gets a little bit, but Aja cuts her down. I like one point, Risu throws the bin. Aja catches a little bit of Van Daminator action by Risu. So maybe Mr. Mrs. Monday Night, Arisa Endo. There we
Mrs.
go. So,
Friday Night. She might be Friday night
Yeah,
or
Friday.
Saturday morning. Mrs. Saturday
Yeah, there we
morning.
go.
How's it going? Arisa
Five
Endo.
star Resendo. 5 star Rock Splash. Yeah. Yeah, it keeps going for the water wheel suplex and she couldn't get it until finally she does get it. A big pop there. Raja actually hit not one but two backdrop drivers and then the elbow off the second rope to put Arisu away. But anytime you can put someone away and you have to like really struggle to put them away, it makes that person look a little bit better. And that's how Arisa was here. She looked good in trying to overcome Aja, but she couldn't. I thought she was gonna win this match because I thought they were gonna get some steam behind her, but they still got steam behind her here because I do think she's going to win the Princess Cup. So it did everything. She didn't win, but still did everything that I thought they were going to do here. I gave it 3 and 3/4, so like a little bit less, but yeah, really good match. And it's impressive that Aja can still go and have matches with people half her age, and still not look, there was no negatives. They're like, oh, she's there, she's slower, oh, she's older, but still the matches were good.
Yeah, obviously Arisa didn't win, but she won. I say it all the time. I'm going to say it again. And one of the many, many, many reasons why professional wrestling is the greatest sport on God's green earth, to quote the late great Harley Race, is it's the only sport that you can get a win by losing. And Arisa
Mm-hmm.
Endo, all the matches we talked about, she was looking at the lights, but she comes out better. And that's such an art in itself. And again, credit to Aja Kong knowing that because the knowledge that she has of 40 years in this business is unbelievable. And again, fantastic stuff here. Match number 5 this is a match that does have Sakura Tori in it as she teams
Mm-hmm.
with Commodore and Kamayu, Yuki Kamafuki, another wrestler on her retirement road. Andy
Mm-hmm.
had a boy. We've been saying that a lot lately over the last few years. But I do want to point out, and I'll get back to this match in a second. You made mention this maybe about a year ago on this podcast, like all these Joshis that are retiring. they're retiring one on their own terms. They're retiring looking fantastic, like Nanai
Hmm.
Takahashi, Himika a handful of years ago, or Risa Nakajima, the retired. Yuka Kamafuki looked phenomenal here, and she did in that championship match a few months ago. Natsupoi, for some reason, I don't think she's gonna have 5 months of stinkers. I really don't.
No.
I just don't see it happening. So all these Joshis are retiring, but they're retiring one on their own terms. And two, it's just like, man, I need to retire because my output's just terrible. And it's just, I'm injured, I'm beat up. Like they're going out with some really, really
Hmm.
fantastic matches. I thought Kamiyu here was great. They're taking on Team Hiro, another S Takagi, but not Shingo Takagi, and Yumahita Imari. Hopefully, I'm saying that right. I wasn't
Minari, I think.
Minari. I wasn't sure what to expect from this match, just because it's very rare that you have men outside of like Chris Brooks, which we're going to do in a little bit,
Oh,
kind of
oh, going.
outside of the wrestling Tokyo Joshi Pro. So I didn't know, my expectations were kind of this should be somewhat fun. This was great. I thoroughly enjoyed this. Like they put
Yeah,
together this really well. I had 3.5 stars. I thought this was a really fun match, kind of in the middle of the card. Probably no disrespect to these wrestlers. The match I was looking for the least, just because half the wrestlers I don't know, I'd never seen before.
yeah. I'm with you.
Still was fantastic with Kamiyu getting the win with the top rope famouser to poor Mahiro, but Mahiro does get her day in the sun. Moment in the
Yes, she
sun we'll talk
does.
about a little bit later. 3.5 stars, buddy. Again, I thought this was a really fun match.
I thought this match was really, really good. I actually gave it 3 and 3/4. I really enjoyed it. I like how it's all people that Cammy wanted to wrestle in some fashion, way or another, because she's on her way out, so she gets called shots. And I believe Andy said on his podcast the reason Yumahito Imanari is in the match is because she thinks he's good looking. So like, hey, that's a good way to get in a match. Hey, you're good looking, be in this match. So that's pretty cool there. Kumadori, who I believe is from DDT, does a breakdancing gimmick, and he does a lot of cool moves with flipping and breakdancing. I think it's not long before he gets eyes on him from a major company just because he's so unique in his offense and everything like that. But Kamiyu pins Mahiro. Fun match, lots of action, bit of comedy too. I think comedy looked great here, just like you said, with all the Josies are in the retire and they're having great matches and looking great. Like you had a great great last run until she retired. But yeah,
Me?
Commodore has. Yeah,
You
you,
said
yeah,
you,
not
me.
you, yeah,
I didn't. Shh.
why which still sounds like I'm saying you, but
You
anyway,
who?
yeah, yoo-hoo. Have a glass of yoo-hoo. Yeah, I was gonna say, won't be long till Commodore probably gets seen. Like once Tony Khan gets a look at this guy, I'm like, want that guy. But yeah, Yuki looked great here. I gave 3 and 3/4 stars. Very fun 6-man tag.
Now we get into, again, this is a really solid show. Now from here on out, this is what really takes it to one of my favorite shows of the year. Obviously, we were supposed to get Mizuki versus Willow Nightingale. From what I understand, there was issues with Willow's plane, was not able to take off. I guess it said by the time she would get to Japan, like these shows would be over, which is one we want to see Willow versus Mizuki.
Hmm.
Not only that, but Willow did tease that she'd be showing up sometime after the Tekla match. So literally within the same day, we would have Willow in Cork and Hall for Tokyo Joshi Pro, and then probably Willow in Oda Ward and Bari Wave for Stardom. So they have an
Yeah,
AEW wrestler, which we absolutely who we love in Willow, going into two of these biggest Joshis on the same day to cause some ruckuses. I was like, wow, that is the
yeah.
real Forbidden Door. Like that's amazing. And obviously, you and Andy Zyke, we talked about a few times, both off and on air. Like there's more of a possibility now of Tokyo Joshi working with Stardom.
Hmm.
So, and this would have been like the huge kind of a big way to kind of bridge the gap. Unfortunately, that didn't happen.
Yeah,
Tokyo Joshi Pros gave us Chris Brooks versus Mizuki. I did make mention it was at Grand Princess 24, whereas Emi Sakura and Chris Brooks versus the Magical Sugar Rabbits, which is Yuka Sakazaki and Mizuki. So there is
no
history
history.
there, and that match was wild. So it's like this match is going to be wild. So Mizuki comes in and she's got the dark gear on, black, basically dark shadow Mizuki, I think
Hmm.
is what we refer to as. Chris Brooks comes in and starts taunting Mizuki, puts the bunny ears up because obviously she's the popping sugar rabbit. Gets right up to Mizuki. Mizuki's sitting on she's sitting on the top turnbuckle, and Chris Brooks is just as tall as Mizuki.
Yeah,
Chris Brooks gets in there, he gets the streamers, and all of a sudden, Pico Pico hammer.
yeah.
And this is off to the races. This was wild. This is what it needed to be because it's like,
Hmm.
oh man, like everyone thought we were going to get Willow. Chris Brooks is the replacement and need to be nuts. And this was nuts. I mean, this was all over the place. Mizuki hits that, as Balanaki always says, they're too high. double stomp because it's too
Hmm.
high going from the top all the way to the floor, like 2 minutes in. Then Chris Brooks just pitching poor Mizuki all over Cork and out, and then drags her all the way from the floor. Yeah, it was almost like a horror
With
movie
one
scene.
leg, yeah.
This was phenomenal. Then there's a spot where Mizuki goes for a dive outside and Chris Brooks catches her. I think that was
Yep.
beforehand. Mizuki just so many different foot stomps. Nobody takes the whirling candy, I think, better than Chris Brooks. And we always, when I was in Ring of Honor, we'd always say the best base for all of the crazy stuff like Jack Evans would do or some of these people from
Hmm.
Dragon Gate would do would be Claudio because he's
I
so
was gonna say
strong and
Claudio.
so
Yep.
tall and he knows how to defeat. And Chris Brooks is very tall, very strong. So he really puts over the whirling candy. Not something where it like looks so phony. Like it looks like what how Mizuki has to do everything to put down Chris Brooks, which I thought was great. There was this spot here. We're getting towards the end where Mizuki missed a double foot stomp, and our Chris Brooks comes in with this crazy tombstone pile driver,
Hmm.
and I thought that was the finish. Mizuki kicks out, and there's these loud Mizuki chants. And then towards the end here, the cutie special, the whirling candy, and then the tombstone and the J driller for the 3 count. This was phenomenal. 4.5 stars. This was my third, 4.5 stars. It was my third favorite match of the show. That's how good this show was. This is great.
I didn't rate quite as high, but I thought this match was great. And I thought at no point was it unbelievable that Chris is a foot taller than her and probably has maybe 100 pounds on her. They didn't do anything crazy where like Mizuki's body slamming Chris over and over, nothing like that. Right off the bat, when they go outside and then she goes for the crossbody outside and Chris just catches her, I'm like, oh, okay, that's where we're going here. But it was crazy. He brings her back in with one leg. He pulls up Mizuki. He pulled Mizuki out of the hat, like pulling a rabbit out of the hat, and throws her back in the ring.
Ah,
Yeah.
I like
I was like,
that.
that's a cool spot. That was like the stuff they did was like really unique. There's one part where well, all the chops were Chris. We chopped Mizuki just go right down, but there was like a jump up flatliner in the corner that Mizuki hit that was really nice. Um, More chops and everything. The roll through pin attempt, the double stomp, and then another roll up attempt that Mizuki's when she started getting Chris Brooks. The shotgun drop kick and a PK near fall by Brooks that was Mizuki. That was pretty cool. There was a part where Mizuki reverses his, I guess his finisher, they called it the Mantis Bomb on commentary. I don't know why it's called that. Maybe it's like Fairy Mantis. But she did it into a suplex. That was like her first big move where she actually picks Chris up and like hits him with something. That was cool. The Whirling Candy near fall. And then when Brooks catches Mizuki, it's a double stomp attempt, and then he puts her up into the tombstone. That was crazy. And then Mizuki kicked out. I was like, whoa! Like I bit there. But then finally the praying mantis bomb, the J driller, whatever you want to call it. 1, 2, 3. Brooks beats Mizuki. Mizuki tried, but she couldn't overcome just the sheer size difference of Chris Brooks. So this match was really, really good. I only gave it 4 stars, but I thought it was really thought out. The spots were really creative, and it was just a really good match that they probably put together like with not much time, maybe a day. Like once they got the official word that Willow wasn't coming, so yeah, Willow wasn't there, but we got this match instead. This match is something that you're probably going to remember, and it was really good, and probably going to have a rematch somewhere down the road at some point.
Yeah, this is just a really fantastic match. The crowd was really into, almost to the
Hmm.
detriment. And I had a lot of people ask me, like, the next match here we're going to talk about International Princess Championship. Suzume, who has 3 successful title defenses, taking on Wanaka Uehara, former one half of the tag team champions of Uber Eats. A lot of people like, Matt, this match was really good, but the crowd really wasn't into it. And I'm like, because they saw a spectacle and they needed
Yeah,
time to catch their
cool
breath.
down. Mm.
So I think that this match suffered because of that. And was it just me, or was this match was a little short, especially for an IP title match? I don't know what the official time is on this. I'm actually going to look it up now. I still thought it was really good, and there were certain parts because I think Andy's like sold me on it. Wanaka getting the win, and I think they did such a great job in the preview tags that they put it in your head that there's a possibility. And when Wakana puts in the banana pillow and then she leans back and does almost a
Yeah,
different
I thought
variation of
that
it,
was it.
I thought that was, and Suzume's sell was like almost on the Mayu Iwatani level of selling. I was like, oh my goodness, like this is gonna be, she's gonna pass out or tap out. She eventually gets to the ropes, great fighting spirit. Eventually, Suzume, excuse me, hits a pair of ring of bells for the 3 count. I had this at 4 stars. I enjoyed it. Again, I just think because the crowd was a little tired from what we just saw. And to me, it just seemed like it needed a little bit more time to really get to that 4.5 star level. I still thought it was great. I'm excited for Wakana, her singles run, obviously, because Kamiyu is retiring. And Suzume, man, it's just a really special talent. Again, I thought this was a really fun match.
Yeah, I think it did suffer from where it was because the spectacle of Mizuki versus Chris Brook ends. It was not only a spectacle, but it was a really good match. So maybe they should have had the Shin Hirota match after that match, so that way you get the cool down, you get a comedy match, you get that little bit of breather, you get a little bit of break. So that's why I think this match suffered. It was a good match. I gave it 3 and 3/4. I thought it was good. The rolling banana pillow when Wakana leaned back, I was like, she's gonna win it here. And then Suzume gets the ropes. There's the gory bomb by Suzume, then the rope walk face buster and the two ringer bells, and Suzume retains her. I thought two was a little short. I wrote down there's no real trading of falsies. It could have used maybe 2 more minutes where they were back and forth and they were struggling to get the win here. But the Suzume finish came. Could have used about 2 more minutes. That's why I gave it 3 and 3/4 stars. Good match. And I kind of bit. I was like, oh, Wakana's gonna get it. I'm like, nah, Suzume's keeping it.
12 minutes and 40 seconds it got. So
Really?
it got about 2 minutes longer than Chris Brooks and Mizuki. Chris Brooks and
Wow.
Mizuki was
It didn't feel that
10:47.
way.
But at the same, I mean, that's just, it was an absolute crazy match.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. So, and I'm looking at the attendance. It was 1,200 people in Cork and Hall. It looked like they opened up the
Wow.
stage a little bit more than last
Mm-hmm.
time because it did look like there was some seats in the upper tier. Not many that were empty, but it looked like they opened up the stage a little bit more. So I think they were around the 11 to 1,200 at the last two Cork and Hall shows. So again, it'll
Mm-hmm.
be interesting to see how the next Cork and Hall show will be the finals of the Tokyo Princess Cup, and then we're on our way to Oda Ward slash Embari Wave for Wrestle Princess. But my friend, what was your rating? 3 and 3/4 stars?
Yep. 3 and 3/4.
Semi main event. Now, I mentioned to you once this match was somewhat official that Daydream had been knocking it out of the park since
Mm-hmm.
they won these titles. In my opinion, the Iconics, the Inspiration, their best match I've ever seen, whether it was the little stuff I saw in TNA, the stuff I saw in WWE, or this current run in Tokyo Joshi Pro. The best match they've ever had was against Daydream, Miyu Watanabe and Rika Tatsumi. And then about a month ago, the last Corkin show, Mizuki and Uda Takami versus Daydream was the best tag matches I've seen all year. Summer Sun Princess is one of the bigger shows.
Mm-hmm.
Is Karako Kome going to have a better tag match than Mizuki and Uda Takami? My answer here is yes. Not only
A little
that,
bit.
it's maybe the second best tag match I've seen in Tokyo Joshi Pro history. Maybe the best tag match I've seen in wrestling all year. The only other one
Wow.
that I think that even compares to it
Spark
is that
Rush.
FTR versus the Young Bucks
Oh,
match. It was
from
the
the paper.
beginning of,
Yeah.
I forget which pay per view it was. I think this was,
Revolution.
you might be right. Revolution is my
Yeah.
name. Pantera
Yep.
song, buddy.
I did.
Cowboy from Hell, ringing the
Yeah.
bell. This was phenomenal. This was so good. We mention all the time, like Hyper's a very underrated wrestler. When she's
Mm-hmm.
teaming with Choco, she's even better. But when she's across the rings from back in the day, the one that back in the day it was like a year or two ago, the 1-2 millions of Yamash and Maki Ito, or these matches against Daydream, or anything with like Mizuki or Yuka, she really brings it up. She was fantastic here. This match starts off with the insane double teamwork. I was like,
Mm-hmm.
how in the world are they doing that? And then this match spills out to the crowd. Daydream go one way, Krakow may go the other, and we're like, where did everybody go? And all of a sudden, we see the
Disappear a little bit.
hypermobile, and then we see the man catcher poles, or as Andy Zai calls them, the Sasadango poles. And I was like,
Sasimoto. Something. Yeah.
yeah, I was like, okay, let's see where this happens. And then obviously the champions win the duel off here, and then they put Mahiro on the hypermobile to
Mm-hmm.
hit the challengers. I was like, full story. So I was like, okay, this is really good. That's funny. How much of this comedy they're going to do, and that was it. And it made
That
sense
was
because
it.
of the build up and the match last year. They go back in the ring, and it is all sorts of unbelievable wrestling, partner. I just want to talk about this
Mm-hmm.
one spot, and then I'm going to tag you in when Hyper has Rika in the crossface chicken wing. Shoko comes in to try to stop Miyu. Miyu then grabs Shoko. I'm like, okay, clearly she's setting up for the teardrop. I thought she was going to teardrop Shoko onto Hyper to break up the submission.
Mm-hmm.
She throws Shoko out of the ring, and I had to rewind this. And
Yeah.
I actually just rewatched this match on my lunch break today. Shoko hits that mat. It's so reckless. And Shoko was fine, but I was like, oh my God, that was wild. Absolutely wild. I'm gonna tag you in,
Mm-hmm.
buddy. I want to hear your rating first before I give mine because you may say I'm a little crazy on this. I watched
Yeah.
this match twice. I loved it. I thought this was phenomenal.
this match was really good. It is my favorite match of the show, and I think the main event really good. We'll get there. This and then Risu versus Aja Kong were probably my top three of this match. But yeah, right off the bat, we get the crazy running spot and the misdirections, almost like Daisy Monkey, the reversals, the double pin by Hirako Kome, and then the slam on Shoko, and they go outside and they do that whole thing with the spot run. Mahiro finally gets revenge on Hyper with the hit, right in the hitting her with her own hypermobile. How could she? They need to have a match, Mahiro versus Hyper, where they both have hypermobiles, maybe a Mahiro mobile, and that would be the thing, kind of like the match with the horse races, but they both get to maybe run around the ring to get a hypermobile and then run at each other, something like that. We'll let Andy's like book that one. Anyway, then they when they finally do come back in, there's a little bit of cold spray to Miyu, but then after that, it's just all wrestling here. I like how Miyu was too strong for the double whip when Karako Kame goes to double whip Miyu. She's like, nope. That was pretty cool. So I like that. And the double body slam always impressive when she does that. The double figure four on Karako Kame by Rika Tatsumi. I've
Unbelievable.
never seen anything like that in my life. What she was doing, I'm like, what is she doing? Like I don't. I was like a double figure four. Like have you seen not her do the double sharpshooter before, but never a double figure four. That was just awesome there. There was the giant swing to Shoko where like boy she was getting some revolution there. There was a really close roll pin on Hyper or by Hyper on onto Rika where Hyper's mask fell off. So I think she gets more powerful when her mask came off. There was the final cut near fall with her maskless Hyper Masao there. Then Rika out of it. Angel's wings hip attack. Then Hyper finally gets back. The teardrop to Shoko to the outside was crazy. I wrote that down. And then a hip attack to the outside. Like poor
Yeah, the
Shoko.
missile hip attack to the
Yeah,
outside. How does that even work without you
yeah.
busting your legs? Like this match is just crazy, and it all made sense. It wasn't just move to do moves. Like it was
No,
just building. This match is built.
no, it was just that, and then that basically took Shoko out, and then the Daydream Eternity to Hyper Masao, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, this match was really, really good. I gave it 4.5. If you give it higher, I understand totally, but yeah, this match was really good. Favorite match of the show. I have no problems with this match at all. You got your comedy, then you got your seriousness, and it was all serious from there. So yeah, really good match here.
5.
Five.
I
Oh, you
gave it
give
a
it
5.
five. Wow, how about it?
And it's crazy
A
because
five.
it wasn't even my favorite match of the two shows I
Wow,
watched back to back.
wow.
Shuri and Natsupoi. That got the
Well, yeah, come on now.
barely edged it out. Yeah. Barely edged it out. But I thought this was just phenomenal. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. And I'm like, this whole show's been great. Like the IP match was really good. I don't know, I just wanted something more from it.
Yeah, yeah, bad spot. We could have used a couple more minutes, and yeah, yeah, I get you.
Mizuki Chris Brooks was great. Again, these multi
Yeah,
tags are great. Aja Kong and Arisa Endo
recent.
it was fantastic. And then we have this. I was like, oh, geez. I'm like, there's no way Yamash and Yuki Arai can miss, right? There's no way. Not only did it hit, pun intended, again, we've only been watching this company on a consistent basis for about a year, but I've gone back and watched a lot of Yuki Arai's matches. This is her best outing. Let's just get into it. Yuki Arai, Miyu Yumash, this had a big fight feel. Now the crowd
Mm.
is after that last match, the crowd is really invested. Whatever they have left into the gas tank here. Oh, by the way, the Daydream, their new finisher is called Daydream Believer.
Oh, really? Oh, wow. Oh, yeah, that just
Yes.
popped up. But I forgot to mention, they did announce that Hiroyo Matsumoto will be appearing for Tokyo Joshi Pro during the one match. Did you see that? It was a little thing she popped up. I was like, oh, Hiroyo's gonna come to Tokyo Joshi Pro. That's cool.
And Natsumi Sumire, former member of
Yes, yes.
Oedo Tai, I
Hmm.
believe August 23rd, which is the finals of the Tokyo
Yeah.
Princess Cup. So
So
yeah,
they're both making their debut in the same show. That's pretty cool. Add into the roster. Why not?
there we go. Really cool. I don't know if Hiro Matsumoto just if it's going to be like freelance work, but still, I
Yeah,
mean,
whatever it is.
Tokyo Princess Cup. Miyu Yamashita is not in the finals. Give me that's a match I want to see.
Ooh, there you go.
A
Miyu
lot
versus
of
Hiroyo. Oh my.
It's a lot of hard hitting. Speaking of
Hmm.
Miyu Yamashita versus Yuki Arai. This is how cool Miyu Yamashita is. Obviously, she is the Pro Wrestling Elite International Princess Champion, which I'll be seeing her next defense against Kaylee Ray in England, buddy. So show
Nice,
is
nice.
sold out. I have my tickets. Me and Amber will be there at the Big Penny Social. We'll be watching Will Ospreay running
Awesome.
around in his green shirt because he's like the owner of that company. But she comes out with this belt. She does her fancy little twist thing where she does on the apron and the belt must have hit the rope because it falls off. And she
Yeah,
still makes it look so cool. Like
yeah.
She is so cool. The one thing with Miyu is we talk all the time when like somebody's going to do a dive or someone's running out the ropes and they're just looking at the person. Like you need to do something. We when we did our Is It Still 5 Stars a few weeks ago with Shoko and Miyu Watanabe back in 2024. Watanabe gets Bandera over the apron, which is the back body drop, and Shoko
Hmm.
goes to run off the ropes to go do something, and Shoko's off a half a step, and Miyu makes it look like she almost falls off the apron. So it's like, oh, that's so cool because she didn't want to be staring at Shoko. And I
Hmm.
mentioned, I only saw this debate about a year ago, and I mentioned this to you back in, I think it was 96 or 97, that Rey Mysterio's wrestling Dean Malenko. Mysterio wants to go do his twisting Ase moonsault to the floor, and he slipped on the ropes. So Malenko's standing there, and Malenko fake sneezed, which
Hmm.
I thought was great. What Yamashita does is when she's setting up for either the crash rabbit heat or the skull kick, she's waiting for her opponent to rise up. And Yamashita's kind of hunched down. So she's the way she gets the power from her legs. And what happens is her hair goes in her face, and then she slowly pulls the
Yeah,
hair
what she
back
did. Yeah, I love
like a
that.
samurai taking his mask off to deliver the final blow. She's the coolest wrestler, man. She's the coolest wrestler. She took this to Yuki Arai, and Yuki starts building her comeback. And it was such great back and forth. And these falsies towards the end was like, I think Yamashita's going to take it. Like, they did a great job blurring the lines. The crowd was they were for Arai, they were for Yamashita, then they were just for pro wrestling. I mean, the finish of this match was just absolutely unbelievable. Yamashita hits the return crush. We get the return boots back and forth. This finish here with the skull kick to Yuki Arai, and Yuki Arai won't stay down, going to show, which to me puts over the belt and how important it was for Yuki Arai to finally get her first singles one-on-one win on Yamashita. Because I mean, the skull kick puts them all down, and Yuki
Hmm.
Arai's like, absolutely not. Two finalies, then the full Nelson Buster, and the finally for the 3 count.
Oh,
Four and
wow.
3/4 stars. I thought this was phenomenal. Great fighting spirit. The whole match was great, but that closing sequence with just Yuki Rai showing how important the belt is was fantastic. And Yamashita, it's just she's such a special wrestler. Like everything she does, and she went out of her way to make sure Arai looked really good. In the process, she made Yuki Arai earn it because boy howdy, she laid into Yuki Arai here, brother. I
Hmm.
love this. I thought
Yep.
this was Yuki Rai's best match I've ever seen, in my opinion, and probably the best. I was gonna say the best championship match I've seen in quite some time. I think Suzume and Miyu at the beginning of the year was a little bit better, but regardless, this is
Yeah.
one of the best. And then again, Yamash or Miyu Watanabe and Mizuki at Princess Wrestle Prince. Anywho, there's a lot of great main events with this company, which is why this company is doing so well. I thought this was phenomenal. Again, 4 and 3/4 stars.
Yeah. I really enjoyed this. I would agree with you. It's probably Yuki Rai's best match, at least that we've seen. If you know one better, let us know. But who better have a match with than Miyu Yamashita? I thought the part where it was the AA off the top and the return crush. I'm like, I guess he was winning here, right? And then he gives the near fall. I was like, whoa, they're really putting Yuki over. Yuki had new gear here, by the way, looked awesome. Uh, there was one part where Yuki really sat down with the sharpshooter, but Miyu gets the ropes. I was like, ooh, almost got her there. They were trading strikes, and then Miyu hits that big forearm. Yuki, that was the sharpshooter was after the bridging German by Miyu for only a 2 count, twisting brainbuster by Yuki, 2 count, skull kick by Miyu. Then it was one, two, three skull kicks. I'm like, God, Mia's winning here. Running boot by Yuki, the reverse, then by the Uncle Slam, the finally kick. Oh yeah, she hit a finally kick in the ropes earlier, which looked really good when Mia was in
Oh,
the
the one
ropes.
where like yeah,
Yeah,
Yamashita is like hanging in between like
yeah, like
outside and
yeah.
inside,
And
and the
Yuki's like
thud,
on the apron. Yeah, I was like, ooh, Yuki there, a little pissed there,
little
Miu.
stiffsky.
Yeah, a little Stevsky brother. What do I do? What do I owe you money? Anyway, but finally the kick, 1, 2, 3. Yuki retains here. Good match. I thought the last 2 minutes were the best 2 minutes of this match. I thought it was really good there. I only gave it 4 1/4, but you give it 4 3/4. Yeah, really good match. Yuki's best defense yet, I would say. Best match yet, maybe possibly. Be interesting to see where they go with Miyu after this. What do they do with her? And then who challenges next? Because no one came out to challenge her or anything like that. So kind of be interesting to see where we go. But probably the winner of the Princess Cup. But yeah, good match. 4.5 or 4 1/4 stars I gave it, and Miyu's gear or Yuki's gear looked really good here. So yeah, can't complain here. But I still like the tag match. That was my favorite match of the show.
Yeah, I like the tag match slightly better than this. But what a great
Hmm.
1-2 punch. And again, even the
Hmm.
IP title match was really good, but like you had
Yeah.
literally had Mizuki Chris Brooks, the IP title, the tag title, and then the heavyweight title. So against I mean, the whole show was solid. What a great 4 matches to
Yeah.
finish up this card. Again, this was one of my favorite wrestling shows all year I've seen from any company. So we know the great matches, but we need to know, Andy Etter, who had the best hair and the best gear from this fantastic show.
The best hair, I have to give it to. They said rumored new look. She came out in your Chica Nanase with that new cut she has with the blonde to the orange or red, whatever you want to say. I thought her hair looked awesome. Her gear looked good. Not as good as someone else's, but her hair looked good. So Chica Nanase gets best hair for best gear. Gotta give it to the champion, Yuki Arai. Her new gear here, red, white, and blue with some gold. It just looked really cool. She has new gear. It seems like almost every 2 weeks. But yeah, this set of gear on Yuki Arai looked really good here. So best hair, Chica Nanas. Best gear, Yuki Arai.
Yeah, you're right. It really seems like since Grand Princess, she has new gear all the time. I wonder if she has the same gear
Yeah.
maker as Starlight Kid. We're just
Yeah.
constantly making new gear.
Constantly new. Yeah, because Solid Kid has a new mask almost every match, it seems.
So you gave best gear to, was it Arai, and then best hair was Chicken and Ass?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, there we go. There we go. Let's go to the next show. No rest for the wicked. 2 days later, Tokyo Princess Cup, night one, Axe City. But we get a lot of matches, my friend. Lot
Mm-hmm.
of matches here. We go start with our opener of Kamiyu Yuki Kamafuki team with Pam Harajuku and Yuki Aino to take on the team of Shoko Nakajima, Hyper Misao, and Himawari. What a great way to start this show. What like so much energy coming from Hyper, Shoko, and Himawari. But eventually Shoko putting away Pam with the Northern Light suplex for the 3 count. A little bit short here, but I understand when you have so many matches and the main focus is the Princess Cup. I had it at three
Yeah.
and a half stars, but it was a really fun kind of just seeing like these all-star trio having a match to start off this show.
Yeah, it was a fun 6 man tag here. I had to, for some reason I missed this match and I went back and rewatched it. So I have 2 through 8, and then I have one after it. So I had to look at my page here. But yeah, this was a fun match. There was the part where Hyper was cutting the promo at the ref, so that took up some time there. The swinging head scissors by Palm and Shoko. Palm got a lot of offense here. It was looking really good here for Palm, but the brainbuster by Kamiyu or Kamiyu on Himawari there. Palm and Yuki Aino, the double top rope attack, that was kind of cool. This almost reminded me of Kenny and Kota with the what was it, Golden Shower. Probably name there. X Factor by Palm. Hyper stops her, and then Showa gets a 619 and the Bridge of Northern Lights. Fun 6 man. Palm with some good offense here. I'd like to see Yuki Aino versus Shoko. That's what I came out of this. I'd like to see that singles match. But yeah, I actually gave
Same.
this three and three quarter stars. But yeah, a great opening 6 man.
Yeah, great way to start off. Then we go to our three-way here. Rika Tatsumi, Mahiro Kiro, and Chicken and Nas. Get a little bit of wrestling, a little bit of comedy. Ultimately, what this does is just get a little more steam for Rika and her run in the Tokyo Princess Cup. And we're going to be previewing that round two in
Mm-hmm.
Yowzers. That's a tasty matchup coming up. But Rika getting the win with a twist of fate over Chica and Nas. Chica, again, another one always steadily improving. Interesting to see how the final few months of this year plays out for her. But I thought I enjoyed this one. 3.25 stars for me.
Yeah, it was a good match. It wasn't nothing really like standoutish, but yeah, Rika looked good here, Chica looked good here. So yeah, I agree with you. I think I don't. Yeah, I wrote down three and a quarter stars, but yeah, good match.
Match number one, we go to our match number three, but round number one, match number one from the
Yes.
Tokyo Princess Cup. Momosato making her debut against Toga. This was more of a steamroll match.
Mm-hmm.
Momosato, the match didn't have a lot of time. I understand again because there's so many matches that we kind of have to get through. So Momosato got a little bit. This was all about Toga. Eventually, Toga forcing Momosato to tap out with the face lock. 3.25 stars for me.
Yeah, it was a match like I guess because it was Momo's second or third real match, so you probably thought Momo's in the tournament, she's not gonna go far here.
Her first
Not
singles
not.
match, I believe.
Yeah. So it was what it was here. But Momo's doing basic stuff, but again, she looked good here. I think I wrote down as it was a second match, but yeah, finally that sleeper, the face lock, and Togo gets the win here, 3.25. But yeah, you kind of knew Togo was gonna beat Momo here.
Match number four, Tokyo Princess Crown Cup, round number one, Suzume versus Shion Kanzaki. We figured this would probably Shino constantly getting better, wrestling Suzume, who
Hmm.
is the one of the wrestlers that's right there ready to main event. I mean, almost steals the show every single match. We knew this one was going to be good. This one was really good. I really enjoyed it. Shion showed a lot of fire. Suzume made sure to really put over Shion's offense. Eventually, though, because we always see Suzume winning with the Cowboys from Hell, ring a bell, as we called it, buddy. But Suzume with the crooked head scissors, forcing Shion to tap out. I like that. Suzume is showing a little more on the submission side here. But I thought this was
Yeah.
really, really good. 3.75 stars for me.
Yeah, it's always good to have your move, your impact move, and a submission finisher. So you have the two finishes that you can get out here. That's the first time I remember seeing Suzume win with like that. I wrote back it was a kind of like she rolled through with an armbar and leaned back on. It was a deep armbar too, by the way, and she untaps her. But they were even in size. They had a really nice running spot in the beginning here. Suzume kind of got a different, unique submission in the beginning there. Springboard facebuster was nice. Gets a little hung up on it, but still hit it. She looked good here, but Shion probably didn't have any chance here against Suzume. A lot of people's picks. Andy had a big prediction show that we were on. The people predicted the cup. A lot of people had Suzume coming out. A lot of people had Risendo. Me myself, I had this Risendo win. But yeah, a good match. I gave it 3.5 stars.
We go to match number 5, round 1 of the Tokyo Princess Cup. Wanaka Uehara trying to bounce back to her near winning the IP title, taking on everybody's favorite cheerleader, one Mifu Ishida. Mifu
Hmm.
Ishida was very game here, but Wakana here was just overpowering, eventually putting away Mifu. Look, I mean, we always talk about how like Mifu Ishida does all these crazy flexible moves. You forget that Wakana does the Muda handspring elbow. Like she
Yeah,
is very explosive as well, but she gets the win with the tornado sushi for the 3 count. I really enjoyed this one as well. 3 and 3/4 stars as Wakana bouncing back from her IP title challenge loss gets a big win here, advancing on to round number 2, defeating everybody's favorite cheerleader. Again, 3 and 3/4 stars for me.
I gave this one 3.5. I thought it was good, but again, one that was maybe a bit too short here. A good match, but too short. Mifu looked great here. Her gear, her hair, she looked really good. Lots of charisma by Mifu, but yeah, Wakana's kind of who they're pushing here, and I kind of figured Wakana would win here. I like how Wakana cheered after Mifu gets rolled up, what kind of cheers after Mifu gets rolled up. So they're doing the cheer back and forth here. And then Mifu, the split leg drop looked really good there. And she did that 2 times. And the inverted STF looks really good when she does that. But finally, the integrate the sushi roll. Wakana gets the win here. Moves on in the Princess Cup. 3.5 stars.
We go to match number 6, Tokyo Princess Cup, round number 1. I know this is the match that everybody was kind of circling, round number 1, because this was a lot of people thought, hey, this is a tough one to pick. But at the same time, I think there's so much steam behind Arisa Endo. To me, it
Mm-hmm.
wasn't hard to pick, but this is great. Sakura Tori taking on Arisa Endo. Arisa Endo, very much like Wakana, bouncing back from her loss in the Summer Sun Princess match. This is a great back and forth 50-50 match. Nobody really had a clear advantage in this match, which I like. But eventually, though, Arisa Endo blocks the twisting moonsault from Sakura Tori, the one she does in the middle of the ropes, hits a huge super kick, and then puts away Hattori with the Herculean neckbreaker. Another 3 and 3/4 stars for me.
I had this one at 3.5. Another one I wrote down good match, maybe a little bit too short, but I get it because they had so many matches here, tournament matches. The camel clutch on Sakura, and Sakura got the ropes. I thought maybe she would tap out there, but then that big kick, the straight kick, the Herculean neck breaker. Risano gets the winner. So a lot of people, and he's like, well, probably he had Ref Mike on. He had I forget her name from. She runs a Joshi
AJ,
page. Yeah, AJ. I
my
was gonna say
Queen's Lair
Ashley.
podcast.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. But her page apparently is pretty good. She knows her stuff here. She had Sakura moving on here, so a lot of people had Sakura story get a win here, but I figured Risu's probably gonna win this one, and she did with the Herculean neckbreaker. But yeah, just maybe a little too short, 3.5 stars.
Match number 7, Mizuki taking on Raku. Darn, Raku almost gets a win here by singing a
Mm-hmm.
lullaby, forcing Mizuki to go to sleep. Boom, almost stole the
Yeah,
win.
almost got her.
Mizuki almost got her. Eventually, Mizuki wakes up, maybe gets a little coffee in her, maybe a little matcha tea, as they
Yeah,
like over there in
matches good.
Japan. Mizuki, though, eventually getting the win with the. I like this how she does the release cutie special into the standard cutie special for the three
Mm-hmm.
count. 3.5 stars. You had your comedy, you had your nap time, then you had your wrestling, and then you had Mizuki just blitzing Raku towards the end here. And Mizuki moving on. My pick to win the whole entire thing. Be
Mm-hmm.
the only wrestler in the history of this tournament to win it
Back to back.
3 times, my friend. Three
Oh
times.
wow. So I don't know why, but for some reason Raku came out with a stuffed carrot here, and the carrot played a part
Well,
here.
you
I
know
don't
why?
know. Huh.
Mizuki
Oh,
is the popping sugar rabbit.
I didn't even put that two together. So she was trying to the dastardly Raku trying to like win her over with a carrot here. I didn't even think about
Blackmailer.
that.
Yeah, she's trying to
Yeah.
not blackmail her. She's trying to butter up. Butter
Yeah,
up.
butter up with a big carrot. Anyway, Ruku goes to sleep right away with the stuffed carrot. So they kind of got the comedy going right there. She invites Mizuki to sleep when the carrot tries to roll her up. That doesn't work. It was pillow versus carrot there for a while. There was a an epic face crusher on the carrot by Raku, so that didn't put her away there. Raku gets some actual offense in, and when her actual offense non-comedy stuff, it looked pretty good here. Raku's one of the people where she makes you think she can't wrestle because she's always doing the comedy stuff. When she actually does wrestle, it's pretty good here. So not a bad match. It was half comedy, half real wrestling. Raku's non-carrot offense was really good. I actually give this one 3 3/4 stars.
Well, look at that. You thoroughly
Yeah.
enjoyed it. These last three matches, this is like the main eventers versus the new crop of rookies.
With the ones
And
that
I
come
want
up.
to see this in a six person tag. I want to see Miyu teaming with the two Miyus, team with Yuki Arai to take on Haru, Uda, and Ren. Because again, these are kind of your three established, right? Your last
hmm
three are what in throw Mizuki in. So you have your three out of your last four champions in this company. And I thought these younger talent, they stepped up. And this match we're going to talk about was my favorite of the bunch. Ren Kanatsu taking on Miyu Watanabe. Ren used her speed, Miyu eventually overpowering Ren. Ren showing a lot of fighting spirit towards the end, but eventually just way too much Miyu using the shoulder tackle, setting up the batting hammer, and then forcing Ren to tap out with the Canadian backbreaker. I love the selling of the shoulder bites, the double arm bar from Ren to Miyu. Miyu really selling, really putting it over.
hmm
We have Ren hitting the Kanatsu Crush, hitting the Aries Comet drop kick, and then the second time, Miyu's like, "No, you're not going to get me again." Like, I mean, Miyu gave Ren a lot in this match. She made her look really good. Not that Ren really needed that much help, but
No.
it just goes to show you that given the opportunity, when it's like, "Hey, Ren, you're going to be wrestling Miyu. We're going to give this match a little bit some time." Do what you need to do. Miyu showing she can elevate the younger talent, and Ren showing she can hang one of the best in this company. I was at 4 stars. I thought this was fantastic.
Wow.
Watanabe getting a submission win here. Again, it's really cool seeing these main eventers win with something a little bit different. Really, really
Yeah.
showing a lot of the tools that they have. Again, I thoroughly love this.
This was good. I read with the quick roll with Schoolboy right away, so that made the sense of Ren's trying to put Miyu away here pretty quick. Ren did distract Miyu with her little sheep that she brings in that she holds on her belt, so she suckered her in and did the foot stomp with the sheep. Miyu, well, she put Ren in a submission, and then she started working the sheep too. I'm like, okay, so she did that. That was pretty cool that she was doing that. Um, there was the part here, the Aries rising and then back into the submission because Ren was going for that submission, the grounded shoulder submission that I wrote down. That looked really cool here. I like the near fall. That was a shoulder tackle by Miyu. How many times do you see a shoulder tackle near fall? Like, it
She
makes sense.
she beat somebody back, I think, in the winter in like a
Oh,
random
yeah, with
tag
the shoulder.
match.
Yeah, I
Yeah, and like the
remember. Yeah,
KFC was somebody she hit it with a shoulder. I'm like, I love it. I love it.
yeah.
I thought, and so I bid on this for a falsie.
Yeah, easy move to take, easy move to give, and it builds it up. Me is one of the people where she doesn't do a lot of flashy moves, but what she does do is powerful. It means something. Her laser beam, the teardrop, her Argentine backwear, which she was this match with, and now the shoulder tackle. I like how they build up the shoulder tackle as one of Miu's big moves. Like John Cena's 5 moves of doom. Miu's 5 moves of doom. The shoulder tackle is one of them. There's one part where Miu starts no selling Ren's drop kick. So like Ren's trying, she can't put Miu away. Ren gets a few roll ups in. Miu hits the laser beam, puts up the Argentine backbreaker, and Ren taps out. This was pretty good. I only give it 3.5 stars, but it was really good and showed that Ren is trying to move her way up, and she's getting there.
Yeah, really fun match. Uda Takami versus Miyu Yamashita. We thought this may be a massacre. It was towards the end. Like
Yeah.
Uda using a lot of her speed here, a lot of duck, dive, dodge. If you can dodge Miyu Yamashita strikes, you can dodge a ball. Was kind of the way to go here, which I believe I used on my Shuri versus Natsupoi analogy, because Natsupoi was ducking a lot of the brutal violence from Shuri. But here towards the end, again, another match where we see a main eventer using a move, not their big main move, to put away one of these rookies, where Miyu getting the one with the AA. So
hmm
I was like, oh, okay, that's pretty cool. Doesn't win with the skull kick, doesn't win with the return crush, doesn't win with crash rabbit heat. But like, I get it. But she gave Uda quite a bit, and Uda had a lot of fighting spirit. The only thing is, like me, you kind of dismissed Uda. Was just like, you're not my level, kid. At least not
Yeah.
yet. So I think there might be more to this story and maybe we see something towards the end of the summer, beginning of the fall, where they're doing something where Uda has to win Miyu's respect. Because you're right, where does Miyu go? Yamashita go lost that championship
Yeah,
match. Probably not going to the Tokyo Princess Cup because I just don't see them running back Yuki Arai versus Miyu Yamashita. I wouldn't say no because their match was so
yeah,
good, but it's like, what are you going to do with Miyu Yamashita now? Like she's done everything in this company other than the IP champion. I wouldn't. Give me
yeah.
Suzume
Huh.
versus Miyu Yamashita at
Oh, there
Wrestle
we go.
Princess.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's something I like to see. But I mean, maybe if this is a story that they're going to go with, is having wrestling the younger talent to prove themselves, like where she's wrestling Shion in a singles match and Uda in a singles match and Ren. I think it'd be a really cool gimmick, give something Miyu to do while we're waiting for all the other main eventers to kind of cycle through. It was a fun match eventually, though. It's just way too much of the pink striker just being so brutal onto Uda. Again, Uda with great fight, but just nowhere near enough right now at this stage of her career to take down the ace of Tokyo Joshi Pro. Eventually, Miyu, as I said, hits the AA for the 3 count, 3 and 3/4 stars for me.
Yeah, this match was good. Uda, I wrote down Uda tried, but Miyu is Miyu, and it was kind of exactly what it should have been. I know some people had Miyu or Uda getting upset on Miyu here, which I'm like, yeah, come on now. I mean, I don't see Miyu winning the whole thing, but I don't think it was Uda's getting upset here. Uda did get the head scissors and Rana in. Miyu got her in the Cobra Clutch after that. Uda tries to fight back. Miyu misses the return crush, and Uda got try to get back with some drop kicks and the Koala Clutch. Miyu just shakes her off when she puts on the Koala Clutch. The AA was turned into a Koala Clutch. That was a cool spot. Then Miyu turned it into a Snake Eyes in the corner, a return crush, and then an AA 1, 2, 3. That was all she wrote for Miyu here, or for Uda here. Uda tried, but just Miyu is too much. I give it 3.5. It was a very entertaining match, and yeah, they probably do run it back, and Miyu or Uda will get a little bit more offense on Miyu. But for right now, Miyu had to go on here and proceed in the tournament.
Yeah, and again, obviously, we'll run through the second round matches after we review the main event here of our champion Yuki Rai taking on one Haru Kazushiro. This was great wrestling hold for hold, kind of in these main eventers versus kind of the younger crop here that we're talking about in these last 3 matches. Where like the Miyu Watanabe is here just using her power to overpower Ren Kanatu. Yamashita was just like trying to slow down Uda, and then once she caught it, it was just like kick after kick after kick. Where this was more of like your pro wrestling style match, like really great hold for hold stuff
Mm-hmm.
here with Yuki Arai working over the back of Haru. Haru obviously using the arm drags and like the elite arm drags, a lot of lucha drags here, setting up for her arm work to Yuka. Really great back and forth here. Again, Haru had that great champion challenge, pardon me, not that long ago against Suzume, and really taking the champion here to her limit. And again, to her credit, Yuki Arai gave Haru a lot, sold enough. We're making Haru look incredible. Eventually, though, it is Yuki Arai going back to the back, locking in the sharpshooter, forcing Haru to tap out. My second favorite match of round one of the tournament. I gave this 4 stars.
I'm right there, well, just a little bit lower. I give it 3 and 3/4. But this match was pretty good. I like that it was mainly all Haru until finally Yuki just gets her, and then she, just stops her with the Uncle Slam near falling in the sharpshooter, and it's just, that's all she wrote here. But it was mainly all Haru on top, so they really let Haru shine. Yuki really gave Haru a lot here. Then Yuki just gets the Uncle Slam and the sharpshooter. Maybe it could have been a bit longer. That's the theme of the show, where every match could have just used a couple more minutes, maybe some more falsies near the end here, but a good match, a good main event. 3 and 3/4 stars from me.
That leaves us with, my friend, who had the best hair and the best gear from the show.
So the best hair. Well, for one of the best gear first. Best gear, I was back and forth. No real new gear here that I noticed, so I had to go with an old reliable. Mifushita gets best gear here for her purple gear. Her gear looks so cool. Every time we come out, I'm like, she just looks so cool. Mifushita best gear. Best hair. I gotta give it to the main event. Haru Kazushiro. Her blue hair with the red streaks looks really cool. So Haru Kazushiro gets best hair and best gear. Mifushita.
Fukushida winning it back, winning it back. Now
Mm-hmm.
that'll set up our second round matches. Now we next week when we do come back, we're only going to review a half of these matches because the other half do take place on Thursday, and we scheduled to record on Wednesday. So here's what the second round looks like: Miyu Yamashita versus Rika Tatsumi. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
Mizuki versus Hyper Misao. Again, Hyper Misao maybe the performance in her career in that tag team championship match.
Mm-hmm.
Arisa Endo versus Chika Nanas. Himawari versus Wakana Uehara, Yuki Arai versus Shoko Nakajima, Miyu Watanabe versus Yuki Aino, Toga
Suga.
versus Mahiro Kirio, and Suzume versus Palm Harajuku. Again, really no upsets that we did see in round one. Kind of the matches majority of us thought that we would have. Now,
Yeah.
here are the matches that we're going to be covering. So the 25th is Saturday. So this is what we're going to be covering next week. Here are the tournament matches we're going to be talking about. Wakana versus Himawari, Arisa Endo
Okay.
versus Chicken Anas, Mizuki versus Hyper Masao, and it's slated to be the main event as well as it should be Miyu Yamashita versus Rika Tatsumi. Now, the other matches on this card, my friend, are Yuki Arai, Suzume, and Miyu, eight-person tag. Listen to this. Yuki Arai, Suzume, Miyu Watanabe, and Mahiro taking on Shoko Nakajima, Yuki Aino, Palm, and Toga. We also
Hmm.
have a three-way with Raku, Sakura Tori, and Ren Kanatsu. And then what is slated to be the opener, Kamayu teaming with Mifu Ishida and Shion Kanzaki, taking on Haru, Udatakami, and Momo Sato. So
Hmm.
that is what Oz is on the docket for us to talk about next week. And then the other half of the Tokyo Princess Cup will be taking place on Thursday. So we'll review that on next week's show. So we have the best hair, the best gear. We know the matches for the second round. That'll do it for the Tokyo Joshi Pro portion of this
Hmm.
week's show. Now we go to Sendai Girls, Cork and Hall. Now, Sendai Girls, they never announced their attendance. This had to be 1,400 people because every seat was taken and there was at least a dozen people on the standing room only. I know the day before the show, Mako Satomoro did say that they're releasing standing room only tickets. So my guess this was probably the 1,400. So again,
Okay.
Tokyo Joshi Pro, 1,200 people in Cork and Hall. 2 days later, Sendai Girls, probably the 1,400 people in Cork and Hall. Joshi Pro Wrestling is just absolutely crushing it, my friend.
Can you imagine, like, what if we lived near that? We could go to both shows. Like, say, we'll just go there, like, even if it was an hour, 2 hours drive, even. Just imagine seeing them two shows. Like, yeah, let's go see them. Why not?
Just
That'd be
take the
awesome.
train. It's easy to get around with the
Yeah,
train.
yeah.
Y
So
y
I will say, when I went to watch this show, I apparently fell asleep, and I woke up at the fourth match, and I never went back to watch one, two, and three. So I did miss the first three matches, but I got from four on. So I did miss the first three. So I have no notes. I never went back to watch them because I fell asleep. It was one of the things where, hey, I'm gonna watch this. Immediately fell asleep. Woke back up at the fourth match, which was Dodge Kong and Hyperactive. So from there, from the fourth, so I had to rely on you for the first three, but from four on, I got them.
I got you, buddy. Match number
Okay.
1, Miku Kanai and Uriah Suzuki taking on, Saria and Rion Tanako. I hope I'm saying that right. Tanako, the rookie, throwing a lot of
Mm-hmm.
drop kicks, but like we saw in the opener, Saria, I think that's how you pronounce it. We saw her doing a lot of flips.
Yeah, Saria. Yeah.
She does this moonsault. It seems like she just hangs in the air. Like it seems so effortless. Like so effortless. Miku Kanai was great here. Uriah Suzuki might have been the MVP of this match, but it's basically the more seasoned wrestlers of Kanai and Suzuki getting the win when Miku Kanai hits a big drop kick on Tanako for the 3 count. 3.5 stars. Tanako is showing so much promise, like really right out the get go. Really excited to see where her career goes. Match number 2, Hiro Matsumoto taking on Shin Hiroto. Shin
Mm.
Hiroto, did you see this, my friend?
I didn't even see it. Who? Tell me who she came out as. I wish I did. I have to go
Dash
back and watch it.
Chisako.
That's awesome. Oh
Now
man.
I do want to point out that obviously, as you know, because you watched Sendai Girls, that at the beginning of
Hmm.
every show, the legend Mako Satomaro comes out and welcomes us to the show. She also welcomed Dash because this was supposed to be Dash Chisako's 20th anniversary. And I still think it was. I still think they tied it to Dash's 20th anniversary. Obviously, she can't wrestle because she is with child.
Hmm.
So she did announce Dash Chisako's here. So Dash was on commentary for this show. So Shin comes out as Dash and she's got the mannerisms down to a T. Like it
Oh
was
man.
so
I have to go
funny.
back and watch this.
She gets a little bit of advantage on Hiro Matsumoto. And Dash brings out the ladder that seems like it can go to
Hmm.
heaven, like it's so tall. And because
Yeah,
it's so tall that
18, 20 feet.
the rookies, the seconds have to hold it down. Shin brings out this ladder. It's a step ladder. It's 3 steps. It's 3 steps. And she's ordering the
uh,
seconds to hold in the ladder.
oh,
And the
that's
ref's
great.
like, no, like, no, get out of here. So she's yelling with the ref and telling the seconds she's on the top rung and she's selling it like she's going to fall, right? Hiro Matsumoto literally just gets up and just suplexes her off the ladder. I don't think she even gets on any of the rungs because she doesn't have to. Because and Hiro is pretty tall. I thought
Yeah.
that was a fun spot. Eventually, though, Hiro hits a power bomb, pinning Shin for the 3 count. 3.25 stars. This was really fun, but she had like the mannerisms down and everything, like the way,
Wow.
like how like Dash would do the running double stomp, like she did that,
Yeah.
like it's one thing to steal somebody's moves when you're doing like you're cosplaying as them, but to get like the little mannerisms and hand signals down, it was like this might be her best one yet. Like when she does Mako Satomura, like it's funny, but I don't
Hmm.
believe she's Mako Satomura. Like I
No,
believe she was Dash here in certain
that's
parts of the
great.
match. So it was, yeah, this one was really good. Like really good.
Wow, I have to go back and watch it because the last one I remember that she did really good was Risa Sarah. I thought she did her really well, so I had to go back and watch this.
I don't think there's any one where it's just like, yeah, take it or leave it. Like she's done so many of them so well, like
Hmm.
so well. Match number three. This might be one. I know you're a busy guy. Obviously, your go-to homework is Azumi versus Micah.
Yeah, that's number one. That's probably after AW tonight.
AEW was
Or what am
last
I
night.
thinking? What am I thinking last night?
You
After
don't have
what am I
anything
thinking
tonight,
last?
buddy.
I was thinking it's Wednesday. Yeah, so after this.
You're like Amber. We were driving to the comic shop for the Q&A, and she's just like, "You're going back here tomorrow to pick up your comics." I'm like, "No, today's Wednesday. I already got them." And like she was all over the place because she had that baking competition where she
Yeah.
did take place first in the cinnamon rolls.
Awesome.
So
That's
yeah,
good
she's
for
been
her.
doing nothing but baking. And then she made 90 some cookies for the
Wow.
the Q&A last night, and there was like 15, 20 people. I said, "What are you doing?" She made like 90 some. I said, "What do you think
That's
this is?
awesome.
This is gonna be like selling out court." I said, "Wednesday at 8 o'clock. Like people got
Yeah.
kids. Like
Hey, the cookies are good. I know. They're good.
so good. They were
I'm
so
still
good.
in because we normally record on Wednesday, so in my mind it is Wednesday.
We're all over the place, buddy. Like
Hmm.
I'm all over the place. Senka Manami. This was exactly what I thought it would be. Test of strength. Manami too. Haircut, the gear, the
Yeah.
same as the last time. Like
Azumi.
she seems like not that she's ever been out of shape, but she's like she's in better shape.
I
And
agree.
there's more of an explosion to her, and she's connecting better than ever she did before on with the crowd. And she's somebody to watch out for in the next 2 to 3 years. Like we can be talking about Manami the way we talk about like Mika Iwata or like how we talk about Natsupoi now. Like I can see her in like the next 2 to 3 years being one of the best Joshi's going. So like
Hmm.
if I make Satomura, I try to lock her down to a. I don't know how the contracts work, but I try to lock her down to a long-term contract because it seems like once she hits a certain point, like she's going to be nonstop. She was great here again. Test of strength to start, series of snap nares back and forth between the two. Manami with the drop toe hold and the STF. Senga comes back with a short arm Larry and a bunch of tackles for a 2 count. Give me a Senka versus Miyu Watanabe match where they do nothing but tackles.
Yeah, that'd be
I'm
awesome.
all for that. And then Mike and Utami come in and they start doing tackles. Give me that. You know, we did talk about who's got the best running knee strike. Is it Yamashita? Is
Mika
it Misa
Iwata.
Matsui? Or is it Miko Wada? Who's got the best tackles in
Yeah,
wrestling? I
that's
think we need to start putting them on the poll. Speaking of which, buddy, the poll for tag team spotlight is Spark Rush. So
ooh. I twist my leg there.
I know that was a
Oh,
tricky
what are
one.
we
I'll
gonna
get
what are
yeah.
we
Over
gonna
the weekend,
do?
I'll get you the match listing for that. But we're gonna start putting things on poll. Who got the best power slam, the best tackle. Anywho, so tackles for 2 count. Manami with the arm and guillotine. Senka with belly to belly suplex for a 2 count. Manami comes back with the jumbo Saruda style knee. Shout out to the late great legend Jumbo
Mhm.
Saruda. Senka comes back with the lariat and then shoe pin after shoe pin after shoe pin. Eventually, Manami with a cross arm Northern Light suplex for a 2 count, a pair of Samatos, and then Manami putting away Senko at the top rope splash for the 3 count, 4 stars. This was
I have to
just
go back and
great
watch this.
in your face, back and forth pro wrestling match with Manami really having to go back to back to back, hitting big moves, putting away Senka. I thought this was really fantastic. Speaking of fantastic, Andy Header, you woke up just in time for this match.
Hmm.
Bob Momo Banana, Eureka
Fantastic.
Oka Miyamoto, team with Stephanie Mays, the take on. They just got their jackets. Hyperactive, Anita Vaughn and Sapphire Reed, teaming with the legend Aja Kong,
Hmm.
sees Eureka Oka getting the win by rolling up Sapphire Reed. Very interesting for the 3 count. I like this match, a little bit too short, but considering what we had after this, I understand why. 3 and 3/4 stars for me.
Yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed this. Not because I like Bob Mom Banana and I like Hyperactive. One of the best things was Stephanie Mays coming out to the Bob Momo Banana music and just bouncing around trying to be bubbly like Bob. I thought that was really funny right off the bat. Unintentional comedy there. The sneak attack thwarted there right at the beginning, and Bob dancing reversal by Sense by Hyperactive. Little Mystica by Eureka on Anita right to start this off. So we got started off with a hot opener. Mio attacks Aja with the banana hat, and then Aja just hits her over the head with the trash can. I thought that was a funny spot. Brainbuster, airplane spin to Sapphire, a pin reverse there. A DVD by Sapphire, Mio comes drop kick Sapphire, and then the roll up clutch by Eureka on Sapphire 1 2 3. Lots of fast action here. Some comedy spots with Aja, but that was cool. When you're having a match, why not? I actually gave this 4 stars. I thoroughly enjoyed this match. Maybe because I like both teams. I like Aja, and Stephanie is pretty good here too. So yeah, 4 stars for me.
Yeah, we're reviewing the Sendai Girls show that dropped the same day as this show next week that does have Hyperactive versus Bob Momo
Yep.
Banana. So as you said, twist my arm.
Yeah.
Twist
Hey.
my arm. Speaking of twisting, a lot of twisting strikes in this match. This was
Mm-hmm.
phenomenal. Zonaz and Chi Chi, both formerly of Pro Wrestling Evo, I believe, left on the same day, taking on our champions of Miko Wada and Miyuki Takase. This was
Yeah.
phenomenal. I don't know why this is non-title. They should just made it for the titles, but
Yeah.
whatever. This was, I mean, hard hitting. Zonaz is so good. Like I'm looking at this match. Obviously, Mika Wada is my favorite. Chi Chi and Miyuki Takase are kind of like right there for like number two. So Zonaz just out of proxy would probably be ranked number four. She was like the MVP in this match. She got a lot. Her and Miko Wada laid into each other. Takasi,
Mm-hmm.
real, and I mentioned this a few times. I'll mention again. Really, the end of last year, beginning this year, really upping her intensity, especially when she's in the same ring with Miko Wada. So it's like, yeah, my tag partner is really intense. I need to bring it as well. Takasi here was great, just a violent exchange, especially with Awada and Chi-Chi. But that ending sequence with Zonez and Awada was really fantastic stuff here. That running knee strike that Miko Wada threw on Zonez here,
Mm-hmm.
opening up for the kick trio and then the arm bar into a different variation of like a stretch muffler, forcing Zonez to tap. So something a little bit different here for Miko Wada, but it made sense, especially with that kill mode she went in towards the end.
Mm-hmm.
4 stars for me, brother. I love this match. This was fantastic.
Yeah, I thought this was really good. The nice start with Chi-Chi and Miyuke right off the bat, that was really good. The three Mafia kicks, the Miyuke by Chi-Chi, that was cool. The cradle shock by Miyuke, the running knee by Mika there. Then finally, when we get near the end, the Oklahoma Stampede by Zones to Mika. Anytime the Oklahoma Stampede comes out, that's great. That Danielson knee, the Psycho knee, whatever you want to call it, that knee that Mika throws out of nowhere, that was crazy. And then the crazy submission, I just wrote down crazy submission. Zones taps out here. This match was really good. It should have been for the tag titles because they won. Why not make it a defense? But I guess whatever. 4 stars for me too. This was really really good.
Next up is Sendai Girls Junior Champion Yuna. Another one, keep your eye out for. New gear, great. We're still obviously great wrestler. I think the new gear almost gives her like a fresh coat of paint. Like she
Hmm.
just seems like she's more her. Like she seems more comfortable in her own skin. Taking on the new champion Spike. She's been chasing this belt for so long. Finally gets to the big show. Immediately, only about a week later, has her first defense against Yuna. This was fantastic. It was that junior style that you come accustomed to. Eventually, just too much Spike. Spike in this really like high angle Michinoku driver. She really like
Hmm.
got some height and some air on that. So I really enjoyed that for the finish. Putting away Yuna a little bit too short. Wish it went a little bit longer, like a minute or two longer. But again, thoroughly enjoyed this one. 4 stars for me.
Yeah, I say a little bit too short too. That's why I only give it 3.5. There was one part where it was Spike did the big walkout suplex where she picks up Yuna and walks out and gives a suplex. That was pretty cool. The standing Larry and then the Angels wings by Spike. 1 2 3. Spike gets the win here. Yeah, this could have used a couple more minutes, but sometimes the matches don't get that long. I get it. Yeah, but Yuna looks great here. Her gear looks great. Her hair looks great. I gave it 3.5 stars, but still a good match.
We go to our semi-main event. Now, this was supposed to be Dash versus El Desperado. Obviously, Dash, as I mentioned before, is
Hmm.
having child, and awesome, awesome. It was really cool seeing Dash at the beginning of the show. She seemed like she was having the time of her life. Something happened. I guess they cut a promo afterwards, putting over Dash, and Dash got real emotional, was crying. We have Kuroshi Tokyo Japan teaming with Veni, taking on the team of Rio Mizunami and El Desperado. This was wild. It wasn't as wild as the Dash versus Tokyo Jacket
Yeah.
Japan match we saw last time. This was still crazy. And again, Tokyo Japan MVP here, doing shooting star presses, missing swantons off a ladder through table. Like he took so much crazy stuff
Oh
here.
yeah.
But I mean, you figured to bring in Al Desperado, he's not eating the L. Didn't. He gets the win with his versions of Angel's Wings onto Tokyo, Japan, which I love. I love the interactions with Venny and El Desperado. Give me Venny versus Ryo Mizunami, like a straight up 13,
Yeah.
14 minute match. That's a match I would love to see. 4.25 stars for me, my friend. My second favorite match from this show.
I enjoyed this, but here's a question: whose entrance was longer, Tokyo Japan or Ryo Mizunami? Because they both like to milk that entrance for all they can. But I think Tokyo kind of takes the
They
cake there.
should team and like do a mashup in
There
like
we
a
go.
15-minute entrance. Yeah.
I was gonna say the entrance would be longer than the match
Do,
with those
do,
two coming
do,
out.
do, do, do. Let's get
Making
the
it,
party started. Do, 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 do.
and then
Funky
do the
party
jacket thing
started.
and
Do, 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 do. Ani King.
making a six-way with Randy Orton. He's walking to the ring the whole time they're doing that. It'll be half an hour. But anyway,
Play
this match
Natural
was
Born Killers, and then the
yeah,
Sandman comes out.
yeah. Everyone's just
Uh,
all interested in this match. And then the bell rings, roll up. That's it. Yeah, thank you guys. We haven't seen entrances anyway. Anyway, yeah, there was a lot of stuff. There was an Asai moonsault off the top by Venny onto Rio and Desperado. Tokyo misses the shooting star off the top. Chair shots from Desperado here. Tokyo throws a weapon on the top of Rio on the ladder. There was a power bomb by Venny to Desperado. Swanton off the ladder by Japan. There's a one part where he goes and he eats the ladder and he just kind of looks. He's like,
yeah, really
some
great
crazy,
selling.
yeah, some crazy bumps by. I mean, that guy he does almost anything here. There was a double suplex to Tokyo on the weapons, a spine buster to Venny, then a unique power bomb by Desperado onto Tokyo for near fall, and finally the Angel's Wings type of maneuver. So two Angel's Wings here. I guess they didn't look at the run sheet to see about the same finishes. One, two, three. A fun hardcore match. They didn't get too crazy, but that's all right. Tokyo can work when he's not being a goofball. So like he likes to be a goofball, but when it was time to go, he can work. And how great is Vetty? That's all I had to write. 3 and 3/4 stars. Very good tag match.
Main
Hardcore tag
event.
match, I should say.
Main event. I mean, we knew what this was going to be. We got in space.
Mm-hmm.
Shiro Hashimoto versus Shuri. This is the rematch from we saw. I think it was about 2 months ago in the main event, special main event, where Shuri choked out Shiro Hashimoto, choked her out, and then stood above as Shiro Hashimoto woke up, stood above, and said, "I'm coming for this belt. This belt that you've
Mm-hmm.
had, I believe, 6 title reigns with, that you've been so dominant with. I'm coming for this belt." And Hashimoto would look like she remember she had tears in her eyes. I'm like, man, Shuri like not only whipped her, like choked her out, was like, "I'm taking your belt," and like left her like almost looking scared. Hashimoto, and we mentioned this before, like we're
What a
almost
run.
7 months in
What
this
a
year.
run.
She's the wrestler of the year. Sherry's not far behind because Sherry had a really good match 2 days prior.
This is true. Do you think Chihiro is on the same level of Saya's run from last year? Saya Kamatani, that is.
It's different because Stardom is such a bigger company.
Yeah, but I mean, like when you go match to match, like if you're trying to compare them, it's real close, like match quality wise.
I mean, Kamatani had so
I mean,
many 5-star matches, in my
yeah,
opinion,
this
where
one's
like
probably a
even
little better.
this one's probably the second best match that's
Yeah,
in
but it's
this
not
run.
five. Yeah.
The Suri, like this is 4 and 3/4. I'll tell you right now, the Suri match at the back in November at the anniversary show, Cher's house anniversary show, that's 5.
Hmm.
But like Kamatani off the top of my head,
Yeah, she had
the
like three
Tam
five
match that
stars
she
right in a
won the
row.
belt was 5. The Suzu match was 5. The Tam retirement
I
match was
agree.
5 and 1/4. The Kid match was 5. The Zumi match was 5. The B Priestley match I thought was really great. The Momo Watanabe match was great. The Soriano match
Hmm.
from Sumo Hall was 5. Sakurora match, which were the one she won, is like 4.5. The Korora match where she wins the belt is 5. There's just too many fives.
Yeah,
There's
I
just too
guess it is
many
a little. When you
fives.
break it down like that, yeah,
Again, it's debatable. Again, I
yeah.
mean, it's a great makes for great conversation. It
Hmm.
really does. But I mean, Hashimoto is just unbelievable. Just considering the fact that like Sendai Girls is maybe the third biggest. I mean, you can make an argument they're number 2, and a lot of that has to do with Hashimoto. People were paying to see Hashimoto,
Yeah,
but to me, she's as far as in ring goes, she's the wrestler of the year, the overall wrestler of the year. I mean, he's out now because of injury, but like what MJF has been able to do as champion, like
yeah,
promos, drawing more people in. So I mean, it might be him, but if you're going bell to bell wrestler of the year, it's crazy that it's not from Stardom, it's not from
yeah.
AEW. In my opinion, to me, it's Shiro Hashimoto. I mean, it really is. I mean, you could Sari, Takumi Roja. It's debatable. Again, we still got 5 months left. We'll see how it shakes out. But this was phenomenal. Like we started out with like, the shoot style, catch wrestling style of Shuri versus Shiro Hashimoto with the amateur style. And then you got the kicks and the strikes and then the forearms and then Hashimoto firing back up with the big body block. And then I love how she does the abdominal stretch. She puts the elbow into the ribs, like, oh man, that
Hmm.
sucks. And then she transitions into the gut wrench suplex and just like flings her opponent, which is Sherry. Sherry coming back, she got the top rope double wrist lock into the ground of Suzaku. Hashimoto gets out of that. I'm not even looking at my notes. I watched this match
Wow.
twice. That's how much I loved it. I mean, I'm so busy, but I watched this match twice. And then like Sherry with the running knee, and then there's a spot where Shirashimoto picks up Sherry and has her in the torture rack, and spins her around, holds her, just so it's like I got you,
Mm-hmm.
and then just launches her with the suplex. And Hashimoto, we don't see Hashimoto do this a lot or do it enough. The dragon suplex into the Albright. Hits the dragon
Yeah.
suplex that opens the door for the Albright, like really making her statement. Like really, it's not like she just got a fluke win. Or sometimes we'll see her hit that drop step suplex and like that's it. And it's just like, no, I'm dropping you on your head time and time again. And Sherry with these kicks was like, I mean, it was like extra on the Stiffsky side here. But we have Hashimoto getting the win, pinning Sherry 4 3/4 stars. And the train keeps rolling for Hashimoto because now she's got a Wada coming up next. And you
Mm-hmm.
know there's no way
Two
that's
belt
going to be a
week.
bad match.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, who knows what happens there. So obviously a lot to unpack in here. I'm going to say one more thing and I'll let you kind of go through there. I think this sets up Shuri versus Hashimoto for Sherry's IWGP Joshi. And
Mm.
I think they do it in Sumo Hall on the final night of the 5-star Grand Prix.
Ooh. I could see that. But do they flip the belt? Like
No,
maybe.
no, Sherry gets her win back yet again.
Yeah.
No,
No. Okay.
Sherry gets her win back.
What if they did? I mean, that'd be something. But yeah, I kind of agree with you. This match was really good. I Suri hit a DDT, and I wrote down DDT like Jake Roberts right in the beginning here. There was a strike battle. It was real good. Clubbing blows in the corner by Chihiro. The Argentinian backbreaker into a stalling German that she did. That was crazy. They traded Germans, and then plus a knee and a kick by Suri. There's a rope drape DDT by Suri that looked really good. Chihiro sells the hell out of a knee in the corner when Siri comes and hits that. She just looked like she got killed by that. Hits a spear on Siri there. One part, there's a sleeper on Chihiro, and then she turns it into a back suplex. That was really cool. There's a lot of moves turned into other moves in this match. It looked really good.
Yeah, the
Uh,
sleeper, and then how Hashimoto gets out. She just
yeah.
goes right behind her. Shira Hashimoto must have been watching All Japan from the '90s because she hits
Yeah,
like a
because
like
a
like
lot of, yeah.
the dragon suplex that she hit reminded me like Kabashi when he would hit it from time to time. And
Mm-hmm.
that, in order to get out of Sherry's rear naked choke, which again, now that I'm thinking about it, is what I just said it. She choked out Hashimoto the same building last time. So the
Mm.
sense of urgency, and I didn't realize until I just said it, sense of urgency, I got to get out of this. And she goes to the Dr. Death Steve Williams style playbook. Like Hashimoto was very all Japan 90s
Yeah,
in this
definitely.
match, which I absolutely love. Even like the Vader clubbing blows, like
Mm-hmm.
very all
Yeah.
Japan 90s Chirashimo. Not, my favorite era of
Hey,
wrestling ever.
not
It
a bad
worked.
one to take from.
There's worse ones, buddy. The Diva
Yeah, true.
eras from the early
Oh,
2000s,
oh boy. Oh God. Yeah. Maybe some current WWE there. Anyway, there's one part where Suri goes for the buzzsaw kick. Chihiro turns it into a pop-up power bomb. This was awesome. It was flawless. It was a kick. Nope. Oh, pop-up power bomb. That looked great there.
Shiri knew
Suri gets a
Tommy did that all. Shiri's really good at that. Shiri knew Tommy does that all the time and never
really.
gets old. It
Yeah,
never
it's just
gets
a
old.
great spot, and it's just a boom. It's so
That one
smooth,
might
so
have been the
nice.
best looking because Hashimoto's stronger than Utami, but
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
Utami has Sherry's timing down a little bit better because they wrestled so much. But yeah, that was like, whew, I thought Sherry was going to, again, as you know, as I told you, it's Cork and Hall's on the 5th floor. Sherry almost went on a floor 4. Like that's
Yeah, boom. Yeah, that was awesome there. There was that dragon suplex by Chihiro, and then kind of like she finished him off with finished Suri off with the Albright suplex, basically, right? Yep,
yeah,
that was
that's her
cool.
big
Yep,
finish. Yeah.
yeah, the 1, 2, 3. This match was really, really good. And how about Suri? Awesome match with Natsupoi. Awesome match with Chihiro. Maybe this Natsupoi one was a little bit better because I only gave this 4.5. Which is that one Natsupoi was 5 stars because it was so good. But yeah, still, this was a good match. And then Mika Wada comes out and says she wants not just one belt, she wants two belts. She wants to wrestle Chihiro for the Sendai Girls World Title.
Unbelievable. Great
Oh,
shows. 3 great shows. Who had the best hair and best gear in this show, brother?
all right, we're running a little bit long, but that's all right. We're almost done. Best hair. I'm really digging Benny's new braids on the side, and I just thought Benny's hair looked really good. So best hair was the Benny. Best gear, gotta give this Siri the white and the silver look really good here. So best hair, Benny. Best gear, Siri. We have a one name thing going on there.
So we do have here best
Three
hair.
way.
We three-way. We have Venny, we have Chicken and Nas, and we have
Ooh.
Haru. I believe that's who you had, right?
Yep, yep.
Who's
That's
your overall winner?
so we got. Oof, jeez. I think. I think I'm gonna go just because it's such a difference. It looks so good. I'm gonna go with Chica Nanas with her blonde orange hair.
Ooh,
I think she gets the win for best hair overall.
I don't think she's ever won that. I don't think she's ever
No,
won
she
that.
hasn't.
Best gear. We have Yuki Arai, we have Shuri, and we have
Mifu Shida.
Mifu Ishida. Ooh, that's a be a fun boy. God
Yeah,
bless
that'd
you,
be.
Mifu Ishida. She gotta get her ass kicked. But
I know.
who
Yeah,
wins? Who wins best gear there, brother?
she's the low man of the totem pole for that one. Nothing against her. I think so. Geez, that's a tough one. I think I'm gonna go with Yuki Arai. I really liked her new gear that for that match. So yeah, Yuki Arai wins that one.
The champ. Champ wins
All Tokyo
again.
Joshi Pro wins here.
Big win for Tokyo Joshi Pro. Last two questions, two quick questions, buddy, and then we'll wrap this up. What was your favorite match from just these three shows we talked about? One match.
I'm gonna go with the tag match: Karako Korean versus Daydream.
I agree with you. Now, what was your favorite match from the weekend of Joshi shows? Are you going to stick with Shiri and Poi?
Yes. And
Yeah.
until I see Azumi versus Mike, I might change my mind.
I like Shuri and
Why
Poi a
not?
little bit better, but again, we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, when you watch it, text me and let me know because I
I
thought it
will.
was phenomenal. Again, I'll get you a list either tonight or tomorrow of like the must see matches and the 5-star. My brother, we knew this was gonna be a long one because we had three phenomenal shows to talk about. Obviously,
Hmm.
Natsupoi announcing her retirement as of this recording 11 hours ago. So we definitely had a chat about that, and then a little bit of the 5-star Grand Prix. Again, next week, folks, we are going to be back with Women of Honor at High End versus Lacey Lane, which I'm excited about. We'll get Andy Headed review on Azumi versus Micah,
Hmm.
as well as we talking about round 2 of the Tokyo Princess Cup, as well as that Sendai Girls show from last week. Brother, not unless there's anything else you want to talk about. You want to wrap this baby up?
No, and we'll probably be talking about Tekla versus Willow because that would have happened too. That's the
That's
pay per view
right.
this weekend. Yeah, and
Yes,
I don't
yes.
know if Julie Hart and Sky Blue are wrestling. I don't think, but if they do, we'll talk about it. But anyway, it's a busy week again next week. So if you want to get a hold of me at Facebook or Instagram, just type in Hitter, come right up. Blue Sky MH24 and Twitter X, whatever you'd like to call it. I am at Get Some Hitter, pun intended.
Folks, questions, comments, suggestions, anything you need from me, Matt Turner LF on the Instagram and Twitter is the easiest, fastest, and best way to get a hold of me. Don't forget to follow me on TikTok, M Turner over there as well. You can shoot me an email, Matt at worldofjoshi.com, as well as the Stardom Cast 22
22.
at gmail.com.
That's
Folks,
got a
that's going to
special
wrap it up for
effect.
this episode. Sound effects. We greatly
We need
appreciate your
Fred.
support. Yeah, boy, Fred, we
Get out.
greatly appreciate your support. Can't do without you. It's like I always said, it's just not my podcast. It's our podcast because we're all together and everybody's different. Everybody's special.